Wait, what? Huh?
So I have just started the recording.
You can't see it, but my finger's on my nose.
Yep.
Not it.
We were on the airship and we were fighting cloud monsters.
You were farting cloud monsters? What?
Yes,
No, fighting.
you were.
Yes.
Oh, that,
I don't know how much fighting we got done. It certainly would have been very effective, I think.
yeah. The biggest, baddest of the monsters you did not fight, but that's good because they weren't actually bad guys.
They were
It's,
curious.
Yeah, we someone decided to make a music box at a inopportune moment. So
Yep.
that happened.
There were some rolls that went weird at the same time that someone was creating a music box. That is a thing.
But how was I supposed to know giant cloud creatures were going to be interested in my music box? I didn't know that. I don't have the music box anymore, right? Someone took it or put it somewhere that I don't
I
have.
think it's like lost in the records.
Taking
kind of.
is such a
I didn't say steal.
Strong
I just said
word.
took it. That could be many different connotations.
stranger danger. Ah!
So, yeah. So we had that happen, and then those weird like monsters climbed up on that.
Hey.
Oh no! Oh no!
Feedback.
There you go. Bye.
Bye.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I realized as soon as I went to sneeze that was right into my mic, so I apologize.
No
I couldn't
worries.
stop it at that point.
We just got really, really meta there for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, I should probably try to find some headphones actually, but I don't know where any other headphones are. Reagan stole my headphones.
Oh, it wasn't you. It was
Oh.
Steven.
So do that again, Stephen.
What are you doing, Steven?
For Reagan and Jason? That is out our front yard. That is the view out off of our front
Wow.
porch.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's nice.
So
Those mountains
if-
are like
are
less than a mile away.
immediately in our yard. So more temptation. Come see us.
Oh, I don't need more
Check
time.
that door.
Yeah.
I just need, another COVID vaccine and
Fair
the
enough.
time to be allowed to go to Utah.
Fair enough.
Oh, that
So-
is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I'm
we live in
so
a pretty
jealous.
place.
Okay, getting back in the car.
Bye, Steven.
and now we get to look up Steven's nose as he drives home.
That should be the whole. That should be the whole video.
There you go.
No D&D. We're just staring up Steven's nose for the next 3-4 hours, making comments.
I mean, I feel like we would pretty much still be entertaining with that. Possibly more so. I don't totally know.
Well, we're relatively easy people to amuse. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If that video is more entertaining, then I probably should go see a doctor.
You're not incorrect. Fair enough. Fair enough.
So we didn't make it to our destination yet, right? We stopped right after the fight.
Yes, you stopped after the fight. The lights are in the distance. The sun is kind of setting over the horizon there. So there is a really, really nice sunset going on, and you're all real tired, and some of you are pretty roughed up.
Yeah, I took like 34 points of damage in that fight. So
Say that again?
I took like 34 points of damage in that fight. So
I died.
Yeah, you straight up died. I thought one of you did.
That was me.
Oh my
Were you
goodness.
dead, dude? I thought you were just unconscious.
Oh,
Well,
I mean, yeah, I was just unconscious, but
Okay.
Yeah. She didn't die. Nobody's having to find Janice and resurrect her or anything, but
You're taking a nap.
it was
Yes,
not a
ma'am.
good nap.
no, it was a very uncomfortable nap. So you are sailing into town. The crew is doing their best to kind of put things back together again. trying to fix any damages that might have been major, more to the people than.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Man, all people, everybody's sneezing today.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Okay.
I wish I could come back this way.
What?
Nothing.
You know, Christmas songs.
Steven has, for some reason, been singing Christmas songs every time there's a silent break. So I'm
I can
just
respect
gonna.
No, that is not what this one was. This was me realizing I shouldn't have come this way. Because I'm driving past high school and something is getting out. And there's
Oh no.
like a bajillion cars. I knew I shouldn't have come this way, but I did.
Probably a football game or something.
You know, you can go the other way down our street, right?
Right. No, and part of me told me to do that earlier, like as I was driving to your house.
You didn't listen.
I forgot.
You don't listen to yourself. That's a problem, man.
I give myself bad advice all the freaking time, so I understand.
Also fair. Also fair. Okay. So, as you come into the city of Two Rivers Run.
Are we, real quick question, Danny, did we, like, is this like right after the fight, or did we get any rests, or what does that look like?
You have had no rests yet.
Okay.
This is just, it will take you from the point that we ended that fight. You could have potentially had a short rest, because with you seeing that on the horizon, it's going to still take you, probably you're coming upriver. It's probably going to end up taking you somewhere between an hour and 2 hours to dock.
Okay, so we have time to like do some hit dice then?
Yeah. So if you want to do hit dice and all that jazz, feel free to.
Can somebody? I don't have my character sheet with me. I'm driving anyway, but can somebody look up Song of Rest? I will do that for everyone.
Song of Rest.
I think if you get an extra hit die or something.
Okay.
That's in the PHP, yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
And oh, that's not helpful. Sorry, I looked up. I went the long way. Yeah, definitely. There we go. Okay, yeah. At second level, soothing music, revitalized. Each creature gets an extra 1d6 hit point.
Yeah. Cool.
So you can just roll an extra 1d6?
Yeah.
When you use hit dice, right?
Yeah, when you do hit dice.
Hey.
Which I frequently forget is a thing. I don't know that I have ever rolled hit dice for a character.
Well, I kind of needed to on this one.
Yep.
Yep. What's funny is I get to roll d12s, and the highest roll I got was out of my d6.
Wow.
Yeah, wasn't great.
Oh, let's see here. I love it when my dice work against me like that. That's so helpful. So helpful. And okay. Okay. So when you've got your hit dice all taken care of and all of that jazz, if there is any RP that you guys would like to do as you are coming into the port, feel free. If there's anything specific that anybody has to say to anyone else.
I'm gonna try to just look for my music box.
Where are you? I didn't write down where specifically people ended. Are you with your cart? Since you tucked the box away? No, because you guys came back up to the top to fight after you had already put the music box away.
Yeah, but I think Keith, didn't you went right after the fight? You went.
Yeah, I went right after the fight down there and found the music box and put it in the cart. And then I went back up topside to see how everyone else was doing.
Did you immediately go down for the music box, Paul?
No, I think I probably would have sat, rest, breathed, did my hit dice, took my short rest, and then probably would have gone for it after.
All right. Well, with that being inside the cart. All right. I don't even know what to have you roll for that.
Probably wouldn't even roll. Just rifling through looking for it.
And it's not like
the music box.
It's not like it's in the main part of the wagon that he would have access to. It's in the hidden part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and even then, like I wouldn't have thought of anybody putting it into like I'm literally probably just throwing boxes around that are in the hold, just rummaging through trying to find this thing. So yeah.
All right. So you rummage through. You do roll me. I would like for you to roll me. Roll me a dex. A dex-based thing, so acrobatics probably. I want to see if you manage to not drop everybody else's crap and break it.
18.
Oh, okay, that's not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right. So indeed, you managed to, while you are being pretty haphazard about the entire thing, you do manage to be graceful enough that nothing is broken, but now nothing is where it was.
Sure.
So the whole bottom, the whole hold has been pretty well like tossed about and is now totally disorganized.
Probably threw the entire center of balance of the ship off by shifting things around.
Yep.
Right.
And you still have no idea where your music box is.
Man. Really like
wah,
that.
Wah, wah, wah.
Anybody else have anything else?
So I don't have my notes with me, but did somebody else have something?
I was gonna check on the other two NPCs I was talking to. Was it Pontier and Arabella? See how they're doing?
Yeah. Arabella is feeling better because of the healing spell that you had already cast on her between that and Song of Rest. Because Song of Rest is everybody within listening distance, right? I think. Is that what I
believe so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So she's feeling better. She's still probably worse for the wear than most other people because she's like squishy little gnome. But she's definitely looking much better than she was. Pontier she's doing okay. They're hanging in there. Things looked grim for a minute. You can definitely tell that none of these people, with the possible exception of two, these folks are not accustomed to combat situations. So they're more shaken at this point than they are mortally wounded, but they are definitely shaken.
Okay. So. Yeah, I figured two would be okay. So.
Yeah. Two is more having an existential crisis still about being a flightless bird when he thought he might fall off the boat. He's still hung up on that. He's having his moments of difficulty, but he doesn't look too bad for the wear at the moment. The other two took some damage, so they're doing okay now, but they are definitely shaken. And Eden?
So I can't remember her name. The other tiefling on board.
Sila.
So Eden is sort of he's playing with his bells. He is playing a song on his bells and idly flirting the whole rest of the
ride. Are you okay with somebody else rolling like persuasion? There's not a charm thing there?
Well, there's like I mean, just a standard charisma.
Charisma check. Do you know what
Performance,
your modifiers are?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Would you prefer persuasion, straight charisma? I'll take either.
I mean, persuasion is going to be an extra bonus, whereas charisma is +5. But
Yeah, if you are you flirting with intent or are you flirting just to flirt?
just because you can, and
Because
she's
you can.
tiefling, so
Fair enough. So yeah, just straight up charisma then.
okay. So it is just +5. If it was persuasion, it would be +11. But
You got that, Nate?
Oh, who's
21 altogether.
21?
Altogether, yes, +5.
She is adequately impressed and seems rather keen on hopefully furthering this discussion and perhaps traveling with you again. She keeps bringing up your future travel itinerary and being very curious as to when she might need to conveniently organize a pickup here to make sure that they're the ones that pick you guys up later.
and Aiden has no idea, so he's very vague.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just invite her on the adventure. Just come on, NPC. I'm sure nothing terrible will happen to you.
We have a lot of problems with that in this
Instant
world. Yeah, Steven's other character has now adopted an entire herd of NPCs.
Nice.
It's sometimes problematic to keep track of.
Is it like a cult leader situation?
That's a fair question. Is it a cult leader sort of
The
situation?
cult of
What
Claudius.
you have to have before you're considered a cult, I guess, is the real question.
This is true. And yeah. There's definitely some cultish behaviors. I'm just saying.
The cult of
We
Claudius.
actually discussed being a god last night, so
Fair enough. So yeah, you're making good friends up there. As you, anybody else doing anything else? Or is Thea doing anything? I remembered to not put an L in your name this time. Sorry.
Hey, no worries. She is pretty upset about going down in the fight, so she's just going to try to help clean and tidy, get things back in order, and then also actively try to avoid people in her group and talking to people.
I am so ashamed.
She's sulking right now.
Gotcha. Okay. And
Yeah, because that's never happened before at all to a character in this world.
Yeah, I know.
never. And Keith, is Teffin doing anything specific?
Nothing specific. I checked on the wagon. Everything was okay. Found a weird music box thing that I've put away in a safe place. All of my companions seem to be doing okay. The ship isn't too badly damaged, and what damage there was seems like it's being taken care of. So I'm gonna go back to where I was before. I'm gonna head back to the very bow of the ship, and sort of wrap my arm around the stay and watch as we make our way into port.
All right. So as you come into the city, Keith, you want to throw up the map of
Yep. Coming up.
of Two Rivers Run? As you come into the city, it's kind of an interesting thing. It is, as one would expect by the name, it is at the pretty much at the delta point where two rivers break away and then go off to the sides of the continent. The land is not solid. It's very kind of boggy. You can definitely tell that it's more swamp and marsh than it is anything that you would want to set stable foot on. Because of this, I should probably hit this myself so that I know what you guys are seeing. because of this, the entire little community is lifted up onto platforms that stand on stilts coming out of the boggy areas. There is definitely a solid point where there is river and then there is boggy area. So you guys are going up from the river into the docks, and the community is established on these platforms that all are connected together with bridges. You do pass under two massive bridges on the way here, that kind of lead more into the community areas and whatnot. So more residential things. You do pass some fishing barges and different things to that effect downriver coming up to this point. But you are docking currently at Two Rivers Run. You are there are some other larger vessels that that are available. You guys, the direction that you guys came up would have been from the westernmost river. And so you'd have been coming up the nicer, kind of prettier part of town. There are definitely some mansions that have been established with their own little dock system onto the river. Really well-to-do kinds of places with their own transportation systems to get around. And there is definitely a right side of the tracks and a wrong side of the tracks here. Pretty much everything in the center of the town looks to be, and especially when you come right into the docks, everything there in the front is very nice, very well put together. And everything through the center and then to your left, yes, is definitely the more the nicer side of town. It's a very, very well kept, well to do people live there. The shops all seem very, very well established, very well taken care of, probably a little bit more expensive. And everything on the other side is where the locals that don't have stuff go. That's where if you don't have oodles of money, you're more likely to end up that direction than you are the other side. So pulling into Two Rivers Run, you see on that main stretch there is a little check-in area for the dock master to do all of his paperwork for all of the various ships that are coming in. You guys dock. The crew is still kind of piecing themselves back together, checking in, making sure that everything is okay. And you have arrived here.
So we're looking for the Emerald Wall. Is this like, do we see like any indication of the wall, or is it like, are we still way too far from it to be able to get any visual on it? Like, I'm not sure like how big this Emerald Wall is that we're so.
Fair enough. So the continent itself is you're probably thinking quarter of the size of the US. So
Right.
pretty sizable continent. There are major cities, but there are a whole lot of communities that aren't necessarily mapped out. This is you're seeing the main part of town here, but this Two Rivers Run sprawls a pretty good ways. So this is one of the more major cities. So the wall is on the southeast side of the continent, and especially right at this particular moment, you cannot see it, but it is also dark. So, Teffin, you would know that from here, with the telescope, you might be able to make out just the ridge, because there's not a whole lot of large topographic variances between here and there. And most of the ones that do exist are more downward.
Okay.
So there's not a lot to get too terribly far in your way of visibility in the wall, but it is far enough away that you would only catch kind of the top ridge of it. So that's that's sort of your understanding of the lay of the land. You would be able to see kind of sort of, if you had magnification, just the edge. So
Quick question for Teffin. Are you still you're still like the machine version of you?
Keith, did you hear that?
I'm sorry. What was
You're still like the like machine.
Yes, I am still the mech clockwork version
And
of a of Teffin.
okay. And I recall there was some like confusion in conversation. Did I can't remember that I actually figure out that you are you, or was that
Yes,
something
you did finally figure that out.
Okay, all right. I was just curious. I couldn't remember if I actually had figured that out or not.
Yeah, that was a thing that got clarified for you.
Okay.
Like that part was somehow easy to absorb, but you're still struggling with the message jewelry.
Yeah.
Magic,
bro. I'll get magic.
Magic, man, magic. So upon entering the docking area, you guys see a line of shops right in front of you. I can describe those for you if you want to go straight into that. Is there anything that you want to deal with the crew?
I would say my goodbyes to Pow and Weeba, for
Okay.
sure. Probably ask them, what direction is the Emerald Wall.
Gotcha.
And then also ask them, who do I need to talk to here to get information?
Okay. So Hal is not going to be the most useful in this particular regard.
Sure.
He's just not that guy. So he just lets Weeba take over that part of the conversation. Weeba tells you that there is a contact here that they deal with that is a merchant contact. Excuse me. Okay. He goes by the name of Edgar.
Edgar?
Yeah, Edgar. He doesn't actually know Edgar's last name, but he does tell you that he is also a gnome. And he is their kind of coordinating merchant for a lot of their drops and knows this area a lot better than they do because they tend to stay pretty much like they know this city because this is where they do most of their drops and pickups. They don't know very much about the rest of the continent, but Edgar lives here. So and apparently is very frequently found at one of the seedier taverns.
Okay. And real quick, just for my notes' sake, what was the name of this city again? I didn't get it down.
Two Rivers Run.
Two Rivers Run. Okay. Yep, that's all I would do before I got with the rest of the party to head off the ship.
Right. Hello. All right. Anybody else have anything specific that they are looking to do before they exit the ship? And
mainly at this point, I'm going to be overseeing the unpacking and lift of my my wagon out of the hold.
Gotcha. That takes a little bit because everything has been reorganized and they are getting out quite a bit of the stuff that they brought here to do their trading with and whatnot. If it is in front of your cart, they are dealing with that first.
Yeah, I figured. But I'm a very patient clockwork man, so I will be more than happy to just wait on that to be done.
Buddy, I'm made of time.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So that's a thing that you're just gonna be waiting on that and going through and figuring out kind of how far in that has been dug or I guess buried.
Yeah.
As they unmess the mess that has been created
Yep.
via Paul's rummaging. Anybody else?
I'll say my farewells.
Arabella is going to thank you profusely. She's actually going to get off with all of you guys. Well, actually, all of these folks that came as passengers are going to be getting off from the ship at the same time that you guys are. Arabella looks like she has a location in mind. She's going to be headed back towards her home and business.
Yeah.
And thanks you profusely for helping heal her and all of that good stuff. Kind of because you're much taller.
Okay.
So, oh, did we lose? We lost Keith. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, it's doing the thing it always does for whatever reason.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna thank you profusely. She will tell you guys that if you are in town for very long at all, that you are welcome to stop by Obscurata. That's her divination shop, down past City Hall. So.
Although it looks like I lost.
Yeah, the map is
Nate.
gone. Oh, nope, Nate's here.
I'm here.
I'm missing his camera for whatever
Weird.
reason.
Strange, man.
Yeah, very strange.
I am missing Reagan.
Yeah, she dropped out a few minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, I wonder if the storm is getting weird down there.
Maybe.
Perhaps. We will pause for just a moment, very briefly, and see if they rematerialize, just in case there's. I don't hear sirens, so that's good.
Yeah, that is very good.
You're muted, Steven.
He is also muted, but
Yes.
We're trying
Everything
to get
all right?
Reagan back connected. Sorry, she's having some connectivity issues.
No, is the storm kicking butts and taking
No, I
names?
just think it was the computer itself. So we'll see.
Okay.
She forgot her password to her Discord.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she changed it because I was changing her name.
Whoops.
So that I couldn't get her name, and now she can't remember what it was.
Yep, that sounds about right. All right. Okay, so yeah, you guys offload on the dock. You've gotten the invitation for to go to Obscurata if you end up having time at some point.
Is that the name? That's the name of the shop. What's the name of the town?
Two Rivers,
Two Rivers Run.
Oh, so she's here. Okay.
Yeah, she lives here. Yeah.
Okay.
She was headed home.
So Eden will invite Sela off if she's. I don't know if they're docking for the night or if they're planning on heading out as soon as they unload.
They are docking for the night. You're not 100% positive that was the intention initially, but after the attack, they want to kind of regroup and such. So,
okay. Yeah, he'll invite her off. He's gonna go while he's waiting on everything to be unloaded, the cart in particular. He's just gonna kick up a soapbox and perform.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna put on a little light show with some of his magic and play some songs.
Fabulous. She tells you that she will be along shortly once her checklist is completed. So she's going to go ahead and do all of the stuff that is required when they dock for the night and whatnot, and then and where will you be?
I will be here where the money probably is.
Fair enough. I will find you. And
you'll be able to see me. Don't worry.
And roll me a performance check. Let's see how you do.
All right.
Like 800.
Oh. Let me actually get real dice out this time, because I don't have the app. Excuse me, the app open.
We have already learned that I don't need to roll for you because I will roll low single digits every time.
Hey, Danny, check your private messages real quick.
So that is a 24.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that will work. He's doing a real good job, and especially kind of this time of the evening, all of that good stuff. It's sounding really fabulous to a whole lot of ears, whether they are drunk or not, which is nice. So with that performance check, let me roll something up here. Pour vous. Okay. So it doesn't take you very long at all to have secured yourself about 83 gold. It's over the course of like while they're going ahead and buttoning up the ship for the night and all of that good stuff. This being a pretty popular merchant town and having a lot of through traffic here. Sorry, I gotta check this again. Okay. So, sorry, I lost track of my brain there. Once they have finished buttoning up the ship for the night, Scylla is gonna come and stand kind of not quite front row of the crowd, but a couple of people back, and just like kind of she's taking in how everyone is responding to you, and seems equally interested in that as she is with the music itself. And is smiling and having a very good time of it as well. So she's impressed and enjoying herself as well. Do you keep that up for a while?
Is there, so this is like the expensive side of town.
So what's going on right here is when
This
you
is like
dock.
the docks, right?
Yeah, so it's made up to look real nice to make sure that the people getting off of ships and whatnot see the city's best foot forward, pretty much.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
this
he
is still
will-
a nice part of town.
Okay, he'll take a quick break, and he'll go find Sela in the crowd and say, "Hey, if you would be so kind," and he'll just go ahead and hand her the, you said 83 gold. If you would not mind finding a hotel and like 3-4 rooms for the night, we would be happy to have you join us.
Roll me that persuasion check with your plus 11.
Oh, I was wrong, by the way. It's not plus 11. I mixed that up with my performance. My performance is 11. My persuasion is only plus 9.
Only plus 9.
It's only 26.
It's only 26.
Yeah, very charming.
She is adequately persuaded. She kind of like lifts an eyebrow and tries not to change too much of the rest of her facial expression. Rooms for the night, and I am invited. Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. I believe sometimes the ship it can get stuffy sometimes. I might prefer a more civilized environment. Do you have a preference as to where it is that we are lodged?
Nice.
Nice.
I'm not familiar with the terrain, so I'll trust
Well,
you.
there is there's the place right here on the docks. If you would prefer a quieter place, I can secure us something else.
Let's go with something else. We will not be we will not be staying on the docks tonight.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I shall return. And she with a little extra sway to her hips, and you see the little tail like flipping back there, she takes her leave to go and find you guys lodging for the night.
And Eden will then over the message ring say, "We are getting rooms for the night. Don't worry about that for tonight."
Okay. Keith, are you intentionally sharing your screen?
Oh, sorry.
Spoiler that we missed.
No. I just realized like he's wandering all over Discord. It's like I don't think
Not
you
so much over
intended to,
Discord
or
as I
other
was
things.
over sending the link to sending the link over to get Reagan logged back into the
Gotcha.
server.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
I'm
enough.
like completely out of the server. That's what Jason's messing with right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot I was sharing that screen. So
If y'all didn't want me to play anymore, you could have just said.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm not kicking people off the server yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'll be good. I'll be good. I promise.
I have the power to ban people. I don't exercise it often, but I can.
The ban hammer.
Yeah.
Right.
Banhammer 40K.
One moment. Let me write something down here. Okay. So she's gone to go and find you guys lodging. What are our other folks doing? You're gonna keep playing, I assume, while she's doing that? Okay. Roll something real quick. Okay. So I will deal with that in a moment. Pyron. There we go. Sorry. I had to look at you for way too long to come up with your name. I'm very tired.
It's okay. Been a long day. Yeah. I'm actually gonna go look for a magic shop since I'm here.
Is there a specific sort of magic shop that you are looking for? Are you talking potions? Are you talking items? What is it you're thinking?
Probably magic items.
Okay. So
New town. I want to see what's available. Well, souvenirs.
So you're
going to
be wandering about for a good bit. Like, are you sticking to the good side of town?
Yeah.
Where are you wandering? Okay. So if you're sticking to the good side of town, you will come across you'll come across a couple of different areas. Do you take a particular path?
I mean, I guess since I just got here, I'll probably be, staying to the main streets mostly. And then, like as I'm walking down, like I'm gonna kind of like looking down side roads to see if there's anything that might pique my interest.
Okay, gotcha. So as you are going down kind of the main drag, there are a few different things. There is a pharmacopoeia potions. That is just right on the main drag there. There is a place called There and Back. There there's as you kind of go down that main drag to the city hall, which is that big building right in the center, you gather it kind of has a very, very town hall courthouse kind of look to it. As you go down that section of area, there are a lot of different eateries, and there's a place. The little round place is called Wellwigan Sweets. So there's a little sweet store there. Right here, you're not seeing a whole lot of magic things, but as you pass through there, looking back, you can see. I don't have a little arrow thing that I can point, but you can see those two floating buildings back there behind the. So you've got in that triangle. I'm saying you went down the left side first of that triangle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that little round building is where Wellwigan Suites is. There's
So
a temple, that round place.
This
That's a
one?
temple. Yeah, that is a temple. On the
So-
other side of that temple, those two buildings, those two, there is a large mayoral mansion, the back one, and then the front one is it's kind of an emporium of. There is a large cathedral-esque greenhouse where you gather that they're probably growing a whole lot of the plant life that goes into potions. They do have some items, it looks like, up front, and then there are several stores to the back of that that look very interesting. It's hard to see from here, but there is a little what's the word that I'm looking for? Directory. There's a little directory that kind of has little arrows drawn all over it on a wooden sign that's posted on the docks.
Does it have a "You are here" dot?
It
I was
does
just
not
thinking
have a
that.
"You are here." It is not that helpful, but it does at least point you in direction, so it gives you kind of an idea of some of the other things that are present there. There's also a bicycle shop on one of those spots. So there is a place called Trade of Thought. You're not totally sure what that is, but that is a thing that exists. There's a place called Bespoke Designs. I see you! Yay!
The Return of Reagan.
Yes. There is Bespoke Designs. There is a barber shop. The ones that seem the most intriguing to you on that side of town sound like Bespoke Designs and Trade of Thoughts.
Okay.
Those
I'll
have
Can
take
you guys
out
hear me
Trade
real
of
quick?
Thoughts.
Just want to check.
Yes.
Checking. So you're going to, which one are you checking out first?
The Trade of Thoughts.
Okay. So, Trade of Thoughts. You head into this area. This is actually you end up kind of meeting the tiefling as she's going into that second building there on that arch. Is an inn, and it looks pretty darn nice. So the building right next to it, the long thin one, is Trade of Thoughts. And when you enter it, you see a whole lot of different items and a whole lot of different vials that seem like they have reflecting inside of them motion. You see a lot of movement. And there is a really ethereal looking half elf that comes to you from behind the corner. Right now, it looks like she's starting to kind of clean up shop a little bit, as though like the closing is probably thinking about being relatively soon.
Okay.
She approaches you. It's like, "Oh, sir, how can I help you?"
Hi. Yes, I am new in town, and I'm looking for anything unusual that might stand out. I'm currently traveling all over the place. I just want to get a little something for this little town, and seems like a interesting shop.
Oh, well, we do have a very, very specific and unusual trade. And if you are not from here, then you might find it very interesting indeed. And she goes over to one of the walls of vials and pulls down one. And as she swirls it around in her hand and kind of lets you see it, you can see it's almost like a movie playing out within. You don't see all of it, but you see little snips and clips of something that seems like a memory that's going through here. And She looks to you. In here, we deal with all kinds of different trades of the mind. We extract thoughts. Sometimes we are able to extract them for the purposes of further examination by the person who originally thought it. Sometimes we extract them for other purposes, but you can borrow a thought. You can use a thought to change yourself. You can correct a memory or remove a memory from yourself. And if you do that, you might as well be paid for the memory, right? People sometimes pay very, very good money for memories.
This is a person we need to remember in the future.
Say that again. You cut out halfway through that.
I said, this is a person we need to remember about in the future. Should we need to interrogate someone?
Yeah, probably. We have abilities here saved to speak languages because someone finds that they will no longer be traveling to a place that they have gone to the trouble of learning a language, and they cannot be bothered to learn another one without assistance. So we trade language knowledge. You can give up something that you know and take on something that you don't. Let's see. All of the different things here. You can
If
help
we need
to,
we can go through it later.
yeah. But there are many possibilities if you are interested in seeing our collection.
I am actually very interested in the memory one. That is unique. I've not seen that before.
What kinds of memories would you be interested in partaking of?
Oh. Let me think on that. We'll come back to it.
You want me to come back to you after a sec?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Teffin, they finally get your cart out. You probably, since you were standing on the docks and so was Eden, I'm going to say probably you know that he is working on securing rooms for, well, actually, he messaged all of you guys, so never mind. So you all know that anyway. Thea, what are you doing?
So I missed the first bit of it. We got off the ship, and some of us went to a like a pub or a tavern, or so. Is that what happened?
No. So Eden started playing to make some money.
Okay.
And he is securing you rooms at an inn via the girl he was flirting with. Because shameless. And let's see, Paul is saying his goodbyes to Powell and Weeba for now, and has been given a lead on someone to meet up for regarding information for this continent. Let's see.
I was overseeing the unloading of my wagon.
Yeah, he was overseeing that, and then my gosh, your name, I keep trying, Pyron. It's like another one of Steven's characters from a long time ago, but not. Pyron. Pyron has gone into the middle of town exploring to see what he can find in the way of magic-y stuff.
Okay. I guess I would go exploring as well. I would be interested in the temple.
In the temple? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Upon going past the businesses right there in the opening part, you actually are able to see 3 different temples, all right there, smack dab, very, very close to where you are. There is right in the middle of that triangle, the square building. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
That looks very much like a temple to Delirium. There is on one side of a stained glass window an image of a beautiful woman dressed in long flowing robes, of patchwork. And on the other half of it, so it's bisecting this person. There is a man with his hand up, and the hand looks mechanical. And there is like her eye is violet, his eye is green, and his design is very much more structured. So that one is like right smack dab in the center. There is a temple of 1 second, I have to look up my note on this one.
Mhm.
I forget my names sometimes.
You have to keep all these fictional facts straight.
Oh, it's so much. There are so many fictional facts now. I have to find where I put it. The other one is actually a temple to Elon, who is a god. So this is the other one. Sorry, the small circular one on the other side.
Oh,
That front circle, yeah. You're not very familiar with that one. This is a new thing for you. And then the other side is a temple of Canis. That is the goddess of knowledge.
Okay. For the Temple of Delirium, would I know just like people in general? Are they, is it like people know about like the whole pantheon, or is it like Delirium is the one true God and it's blasphemy if you are seeking information on anyone else?
As most religious values, there are people who observe it that way, but there are also a whole lot of people who don't. There are people who are very, very convinced that there is only one thing that you should be doing, and if you are doing anything else, then you are terribly wrong and you're a horrible person. Here, the pantheon is a wee bit more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Flexible?
Flexible, yeah, yep. People find it difficult to 100% understand how things work. They know that this is a land of delirium and chaos. This is a place that they have constructed. And so almost every place will have a temple to Delirium and Melbane. But the practices are all over the place. And it doesn't seem like belief in that seems to be mutually exclusive to other belief systems. It's almost as though they are something that it is harder for people to comprehend than lesser gods, so they focus more belief in some ways on lesser gods. So the Temple of Knowledge here looks far more prominent. And the bigger arguments end up being over the lesser gods. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So
I guess I will go to the Temple for Delirium and just see if I can look around. Like, I know that Delirium and Morpheus are like brother and sister, and just trying to gain more information into like that relationship. If there's like, some stained glass windows or something.
Yeah, sure. So in that temple, go ahead and roll me perception or investigation.
Okay.
Either would be totally fine.
There's this whole encyclopedic volumes of illustrated story.
Yeah.
No, it's all just written in like encyclopedia. So she has to go through each one.
Yeah.
I like
Perception
pictures.
is a 9.
Oh, no.
I like pictures. These are nice pictures.
It's really, really pretty in here.
Okay.
There are so many colors. It is like a weird shroom trip, I imagine. I've never been on one.
Cool.
But I just they're
I like colors.
yeah, the way the light's pouring in from the window, like on one side with the sun still kind of creeping down, it's illuminated everything and it makes it just like you are standing in the middle of a kaleidoscope and it's mind-boggling. There is a cleric there present who comes to check on you. He is a very tall, dark-skinned man. There are tattoos kind of running down the sides of his neck and over his back. But that most of the back stuff is covered up by a long kind of patchwork robe.
Okay.
Hello, my child. How are you?
Oh, I'm well. How are you?
Very well. What brings you here?
I'm just a weary traveler and saw the building. It looked beautiful and thought I would come inside for a minute.
Well, all children of the realm are welcome here, anytime.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Do you have any questions or anything that I can help you with?
Would it be okay if I just sat here for a few minutes?
Of course. Take your time. I will be present behind that wall if you have anything that you need. And he kind of just there's the way that this is set up. I don't ever really. I thought that I was going to be able to describe it to you, and that didn't work. Okay. There is this whole area is surrounded in your stained glass windows, and there is one solid wall that steps lead up to a little kind of a pulpity area right in front of it. But there is an area behind that wall where if you just followed the other wall with the stained glass windows, you would just disappear behind this other wall.
Okay.
So he just gives you your privacy and lights a candle on his way out. There are candles in all of the windowsills. It's just like candles everywhere in front of the windows. He lights one as he goes back behind the other wall.
It's a terrible fire hazard.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Unless they're asbestos.
It's a terrible health hazard instead.
Who needs lungs?
We don't need no stinking lungs.
Nah.
Okay,
Anything?
so I would just spend a few minutes just writing in my book, and unfortunately, there's going to be a couple nightmares about falling off of ships that are flying through the air, and
Poor person that gets that one.
poor person that gets that one. But then, there's some nice ones about, pretty colors and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So just trying to find a moment of peace to finish my
You're
sulking episode.
Nice. So back at the trade of thought, you know what you're
yes.
looking for?
Yes. So the one that extracts memories from people, does it once you extract it, do they forget that memory, or is it like a copy of the memory?
It depends on what they request. I think I just changed what nationality she sounded like. That's fine. I don't remember what she started off anymore.
Is Pirate about to say, I want the last couple of days that I'm a part of this party anymore?
I believe that was, do I want to forget the last couple of days? You cut out somewhere in there.
I'm saying he probably is going to be like, let me forget the last few days so I'm no longer part of this ridiculous party anymore.
It's entirely possible. As the chief extractor, I can do either. I sometimes can completely remove, I can completely replace, or I can replicate. Each thing takes different duration, different amount of effort.
Very nice, very nice. So how? So once the memory is extracted, how do you examine it?
When you say examine, what do you mean?
Like when a memory is extracted and you want to see it, like you want to view what that memory was.
Well, you can kind of see within the vial the
So
items
you
that.
just you just hold it up and just look at through the vial.
Yes, you can. It is not exact. You miss bits and pieces that way.
Yes.
To fully see it, you have to experience the memory. But you
By drinking it.
releasing it and inhaling it.
I see.
You huff the memory. But with the items, the enchanted items, you can put it on and you can attune before you actually use the charge. And in attuning to the memory, you are aware of what the memory is.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Puff puff pass.
Yeah. So, do you have a way of experiencing someone else's memories and have it become your own?
You can overwrite your own memory with someone else's if you wish.
Oh, very nice. Can the enchanted objects do that as well?
They do not so much overwrite as they do. The objects are more for the purpose of changing an attribute in the wearer.
I see.
So the objects and the vials, they accomplish different goals.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, very well then. Yes, I am most interested in the enchanted object.
Very well. So there are objects on this wall. She kind of guides you over, and there are a lot of different like jewelry pieces, a lot of like bracelets, necklaces, earrings. There's there are a couple of like tomes actually. So big books. There's a magnifying glass, a few different things like that. Each of these has a different ability brought to you by a memory that is trapped within. The
I'm sorry,
magnifying
say it one
glass.
more time.
Each of these possesses a different attribute that has been brought to this object by the memory trapped within. The magnifying glass is very, very useful for your own ability to investigate things, or to understand the things you see better. You have to choose which. So that can give you limited. It's not a forever item, but it can give you buffs to insight checks or
Gotcha.
investigation checks. You have to choose. Pretty much, I can give you the breakdown of all of these objects, but there are things that will give you advantages on like charisma oriented checks on specific things. Like each one of these is built to give you a charge of advantage, pretty much.
So they're drugs, essentially. Cocaine for alcohol.
Cocaine necklaces,
You
yes.
get a bomb flex.
Yeah.
I'm really good at stealth.
And I smell colors.
I can hear my hair growing.
I'm sorry I can't hear your voice over the sound of my own pulse. So is there a specific thing that you would be interested in seeing here?
I would like a object to be able to view someone else's memories, but I don't want it to be like a one-time use. If you understand what I mean.
I see. When you say to use someone else's memories,
well, to view it, to look.
View, you want to be able to look in someone else's memories.
Yes.
And so that's what you want the actual object to do. is to view memories.
Yes. Because to my understanding, the little vials are the vials one-time use?
They are, yes, effectively. Yeah, they are information. You are getting information from the vials. You are getting
Yes.
buffs from the objects. If it is an item you seek that can extract and view memories, then I might be able to provide that. I would require some time to see if I can track something down for you. I cannot make promises. But
Oh, very well then.
as this is my dealing, I can do what I can. Are you staying here?
Yes. Actually, I believe I'm staying at the inn across the street, not too far from here.
Across the street? Or you mean the one right next door?
Yes, that one next door.
Okay. Very well. It might take a few days, but I will get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
If you are gone, and come back, then seek me out. Let me know that you are back in town, and I will give you updates.
Thank you so much. I give a little bow, and then
You are very
I'll head
welcome.
out.
And she bows back to you. All right. Eden, your Sela gets back, and she looks at you. I have us rooms. 4, you said?
Yeah.
And she kind of does the little. Oh, very well. We have 4 rooms at the Wind Pigeon Wells Inn. It is
Mouthful.
it is off the. It's still in the main part of the nice area of town, but it is off the docks far enough that it's much quieter. So she lets you know that, and you end up making, in the time that she is gone over, which isn't as much time as what she was spending to help with the tying up of the boat and making sure that
Right.
everything is. So you end up making another 23 gold. Bless you, my goodness.
Thank you. I hope that wasn't right in y'all's ears.
Nah.
Aye,
I mean,
fine.
aside from which,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I just did that to you earlier anyway, so it's fine. All right, so you have lodging for the night.
Okay.
Anybody, your cart comes off, Teffin.
Okay.
Paul has his info. What are you guys doing? Who wants to?
So as soon as I say my goodbyes to the boys, I would walk up to Teffin and kind of, while they're finishing up, like unloading the cart, and just smack him on his robotic ass and be like, "All right, Cogsworth, what's the plan? What's the next move?"
Well,
Okay.
my cart just got offloaded, so my understanding was that Eden was arranging for lodging, so I was about to check in with him and see what that plan was and take the cart there and turn in for the night. I need a bit of a rest after the harrowing day we've had.
Fair enough. Well, I got this guy that we should probably talk to. Supposedly knows the information in town. Maybe you can kind of point us to where we need to go to get to the wall.
That actually sounds like a good plan. Although we might want to seek him out tomorrow, seeing as
Sure.
it is getting quite late this evening.
Hey, you're the brains of the outfit, buddy.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's go get the others. Where are they?
Eden,
Yes,
do we have lodgings yet?
you do indeed.
Teffin, who are you talking to?
I'm gonna
Who's talking to me?
I'm gonna switch over to broadcast to everybody. So Eden, you say we have lodgings. Do we have a location yet for that?
timeline here. Oh wait, because she had to finish unloading. I do not yet. But soon.
Eden, I believe I saw your lady friend walking over to the west side.
So if his cart just got unloaded, then she's still busy.
Oh, I see.
So you have a few more minutes.
So just as soon as we know where that is.
So just
just what?
Only just.
Hang on.
Only just. Oh, my face froze too.
Hang on. Sorry.
I'm just.
So just as soon as you've got that information, let us know, okay? I will be driving my cart there as soon as I know where there is.
Actually, from where you are, I can probably see you.
Yeah, probably.
Like, you're both on the docks, and while there is a decently long strip of stuff here, I mean, you're both on the docks.
Mainly, I'm just doing it through the network so that Paul gets the idea that he can talk to other people over a long distance.
Training wheels. I get it. Okay.
You want me to like roll an intelligence check or something to see if I pick it up?
Sure. Yeah. Roll me.
I don't know how far away I am, but can I give a bardic inspiration to that?
We're gonna say, sure, you're close enough to bardic inspire that.
I mean,
cool.
You're within earshot, so we probably hear you playing music.
Yeah, it's probably like this weird like echo kind of thing. But his voice like just for a microsecond after just trails. So, all right. So in intelligence check, what's the bardic inspiration die that you get?
D8.
D8. Okay. All right. That's a 18.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. You're starting to put two and two together here. Well done. Yeah. You're like, oh wait. Oh, like this is communication.
It's your voices that I keep hearing.
Yes.
Just figured it out. Wow.
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
You guys
Fabulous.
are loud.
Well, so what you can do is you can reach up and you can take that little earring and turn it counterclockwise.
Do I wait? Did I have an earring? I thought I had a belly button.
You do.
Oh, so you can reach into that belly button ring and turn it counterclockwise and turn the volume
Take my
down.
finger and I just poke the belly button ring. Hello.
There's this like feedback squeal.
Hello, can you hear me?
There's this feedback squeal in your ear.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey guys. Nobody's answering back. I don't think it works.
Yeah,
we can hear you loud and clear, Paul. What's going on?
Like, I'm pretty sure even the cleric that works in the temple could hear that through your message device.
I just look up and mouth.
Did you guys know that these rings you could speak through?
You hear the sounds of several simultaneously.
Yes, Paul. We all knew it, but you.
You guys on the docks, roll me a perception check.
Danny, just a side note, I would also be interested in the cathedral.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we can do that later.
Of knowledge, yeah. No worries.
Yeah.
It's 16.
Ooh, I got a 16 as well.
Nice. Okay.
24.
24? All right.
I love this campaign.
Actually, I gotta check something because I think there's something about perception checks. Keep going though.
Even when you guys roll for me, I get really high numbers in this campaign for some reason.
Nice.
Falling apart.
So, you two, you might end up with something more than this too, Jason. We'll see. But the 216s do notice that there is a man who kind of looks really nervous that's standing on the docks, like kind of checking out different shipments as they come in, all of that kind of stuff. He doesn't look well kept. Little shaky. Watching very, very keenly everybody and every box that comes off. And you, Eden, would notice that he looks into his coat every now and then, almost like he's checking to make sure that there's still things there. And you see just a flash of like several vials that are tucked into his into the inside of his coat. Did you find anything about your perception stuff, Paul?
Oh, it's I get something at 6th level.
Okay, gotcha.
I remembered there was something about perception checks that I had, but
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, you guys both see him. You notice that little extra bit of detail. He doesn't look fully stable per se. So, perhaps worth keeping an eye on.
I like elbow Teffin. What's with this guy? He looks a little weird.
Is he paying any particular attention to the cart at all?
Yes, he is. He is frequently looking back and eyeballing the cart some.
You think we should go talk to him? I'm real good at talking to people.
This doesn't look like the kind of person you talk to.
Oh, you're right. We should probably hit him.
Let's hold off on that unless he tries something first. I mean, if he tries something, I'm all for hitting him. But until he's done something to us first, we probably shouldn't.
He is going to start walking towards you after sizing up your cart several times. He does not seem to be aggressive, but very curious.
Okay.
And noticing that you are the one standing next to the cart, he kind of pauses. Is this yours?
Indeed, sir.
You deal with trade?
In a manner of speaking, I sell my wares from this cart.
What kind of wares?
Any type of skilled crafting that needs to be done. Blacksmithing, glass blowing, silversmithing, things like that.
Gotcha. Yes, Stephen?
Over the message ring, seeing you talking to him, I'm going to say, watch out. I saw something in his coat. Be careful.
You say that to all of us?
Mm-hmm.
I pull
Broad
my
channel.
ass out. What's in your coat?
What?
I'm going to just reach over and push the axe down.
I let him push it down, but the moment he takes his hand...
and I'm not going to take the hand off of it.
Okay. I'm just eyeballing this guy. There's something in his coat, Teffin.
You must excuse my friend. We had a very difficult passage from the north, well, air travel did not seem to agree with him too terribly well.
So when he jumps backwards from this, like, he flat out just lands on his butt and is like scrambling back, trying to escape Paul. At hearing this, he kind of slows down a little bit as he's trying to flee, and kind of looks at you. I thought maybe since you were in sales, that maybe you would be interested in a couple of purchases because I have things I need to move and I need money.
What sort of items are we speaking of, friend?
Memories.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Mm, memories, you say?
They're the special kind. They're the kind you can't get in a store.
You'll have to forgive me. I haven't been here recently. What sorts of memories would those be?
He stands up and kind of dusts himself off a little bit, gets over kind of next to your ear. The kind from Holin herself.
From what?
From Holin.
So do I? Would I know who that is?
Yes.
Okay, because Keith does not remember,
Okay.
but
The creation myth for this world, which you would know, Eden would probably know at
okay.
this point. Paul wouldn't know.
Yeah,
I know
no.
this one? Okay.
Yeah, you would probably not know this one. Well, you know what? Actually, roll me a history check because you've probably heard enough stories around a campfire. Maybe this one got circulated around at some point.
Sure. Okay.
That's
an 8.
Nope, never mind. At this point, Pyron he's not there. Like, you two aren't there to know. So Honain is the Titan whose body created this world.
Right. Okay.
Oh, so that's how you say it, huh?
Yes.
Okay. It's like I knew that it was striking a chord in my brain, but I was having a hard time. Keith was having a hard time pulling the memory up. So
Fair enough. Yes. These are the special kind you can't get. You're not supposed to have these, and they are eye-opening.
You're a real bad salesman. I mean, if we're not allowed to have them, why are you trying to sell them? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Paul, please, one moment.
Well, you just said that we're
I know.
It's fine if you're not interested. It's fine.
What assurance can you give me, my friend, that these are genuine?
Experience it yourself. This came directly from the minds of mine. Minds of mind. There we go. Sorry. Could not say that to save my life. I mean, you can see for yourself. He takes one out and starts to kind of swirl it around, and you're able to kind of see these huge kind of celestial bodies in the haze that it creates in the vial. Like, you tell me this came from somebody here. Everybody froze. Or was it just me?
It might just be you. Because
It might just be you because I've still got everyone but you moving.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, that's good. As long as you can hear me.
I
might have to actually turn my...
I don't know how far away the temple was, but when I heard Paul over the jewelry say, like, he's got something in his coat, like, I would have started to make my way back.
Oh, I didn't push my belly button when I pulled my axe out.
Not when you pulled your axe out, but didn't you say over the jewelry he's got something in his... Oh, you did. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Then I still would have started heading that way.
Gotcha.
However long it takes me to get there.
Well, my friend, you have intrigued me. How many of these supposed memories do you have, and what is your asking price?
I have 8. I don't want to part with them for this, but I need to. I need the money. 100 gold each.
Well, what do you need the money for, my friend?
I have a situation that I am settling at home that needs tending to.
Oh, what sort of situation? My friends and I are fairly capable. Perhaps we can tend to it for you for a bit of a discount, shall we say? I think we might have lost you. Yep.
Yeah.
I guess he ran away.
I guess so, yeah. No
Doesn't want
DM!
our services.
Woo! The players can run the show.
Burn everything.
That is really dangerous.
Burn
So
everything
while Danny is lost, maybe a good idea for us to talk about what is the plan here. Like, do we have like a direction?
We don't have a plan. We're flying by the seat of our pants at this point.
Head to the wall is the best we. I mean, I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. Paul's fly by the seat of his pants kind of guy. So.
I mean, last we heard, that's sort of the direction we needed to go. So.
Yeah, because he's beyond the wall, is what we were told.
Yep.
I'm a disembodied voice again.
Hey.
Yep. Yes, but we have our DM back. Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
Oh wait, hey everybody, hush up now. We can't talk about that anymore.
Yeah. No plans now.
So yeah, you got this creepy guy who has asked if anybody has a lot of medical experience, and
Say what?
maybe not.
Ask if we have medical experience.
Okay, maybe you guys didn't get that.
The last we heard was me asking the question. Perhaps my friends and I, who are fairly capable, can deal with his situation for a bit of a discount.
Okay. So the question that he asked in counter that you didn't hear was if any of your friends happen to have a whole lot of specialized medical experience.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I cut people open all the time.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm going to assist you with that.
Okay, so
by nodding and saying, "Yeah, that's accurate."
Right. Well, that gave me a 12.
No. He looks at you and he's just like, no. This is a special case. I know somebody I can pay. I just have to be able to pay.
Oh, well, you need like a cleric or something?
Yeah.
I will be back in just a second. I'm going to help out. I can still hear you all, but I'm going to be out of the room for just a minute.
Okay,
no worries.
You will be missed.
Is it the sort of thing, my friend, that a cleric could help with? Or is it
a real good one, maybe? I already got somebody lined up. I just need to be able to pay him. Man, are you gonna take the stuff? Because I got other people I can probably hit up.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot take all 8 off of your hands. I'm strapped. I don't have quite that much cash.
Do you need some cash, Tevin? I pull out my bag of gold. I can loan you some if you need some.
There it is.
How much?
It's like 235 gold a sack of like 235 gold pieces.
That's
I'm just saying, if you want the things, I'll help you get.
All right. So I'm going to reach into my own pouch and pull out enough to make 400 gold. I believe this would be enough for 4 of those supposed memories.
Thank you. They are not supposed. I know the source really well. I don't know what I'm doing with accents right now. I'm so sorry.
Do they come with like a certificate of authenticity?
No such a thing exists for this kind of trade, my friend. But I can promise you it will be an experience.
This guy seems a little bit shady to me all of a sudden, Teffin. I'm just saying.
Just now?
I mean, I trust your judgment, but
look, I know where it came from. It is what he told me it was. It's gonna be an intense, powerful memory. I'll tell you that. Be careful with it. It's gonna be strong.
You know what, Teffin? It's all right. If it's a bad sell, we'll just come back and find him and we'll kill him.
Good.
Sounds good. Yeah. That sounds right.
It's not a bad sell. It's not a bad sell. And usually this would be more expensive. I need to get these sold tonight. Okay? So thank you. Thank you. You're not going to be disappointed.
So we'll pass over the coin.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to hand you 4 of the vials.
Okay. Now, before he goes, and I'm just going to kind of lay a hand on my friend's shoulder, I am going to hold one of them up and swirl it around and see what I see.
You can see this world that is like nothing you have ever seen before, with these beings that, like, you don't have perspective on this to know what size these beings are, but they tower over the landscape, and they have like these huge wings connected to these to their scapulas and collarbones that extend out behind them. It's hard to tell what gender they are. This is, if it's not a memory, it is, if nothing else, an incredibly impressive imagination of a different world.
Okay.
Is the guy walking away from us?
No, because I've got my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, he's still hanging out there.
So I'm going to transfer that one into my other hand and still keep it on his shoulder. And I'm going to look through, basically I'm going to go through all of them in sequence and make sure that they are consistent. And if there's if there are any glaring like differences between them, I'm looking specifically for that. Anything that feels like one or more of them might be out of place compared to the others.
All of them are genuine. Oh, baby.
Sorry.
This
is no baby.
Yes. All of them are consistent in the characters involved with them, things to that effect. Okay. They oscillate greatly in mood, but they all seem to be legitimate as far as the same connected strands of characters.
Okay. Now, my friend, if I find that these have been falsified, if I find that these have been purloined, if I find anything about this that I am not happy with, we will find you. And you don't want me to turn him loose on you.
Yeah, that means surgery.
And you certainly don't want me to turn myself loose. And I'm just going to kind of reach down into my own chest and pull it open and expose the glowing crystal that is situated in the middle of my chest as it starts to hum up and power up and start to crackle with energy just a little bit.
You people, Oh my god! Ah! He kind of like staggers back a little bit.
And as he goes, I'm gonna close my chest up.
They're good. They're good. He's just gonna like start walking away and
It's okay. Hey, if you need help selling those, you should probably let more people know.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, friend.
Yeah, no problem. Whatever I need
What the hell is freaking wrong with these?
As he gets further away, eventually I scream, "Hey, thanks for the memories, buddy! Hey guys, if y'all need memories, this guy's got some for sale."
Shit! He just starts taking off down the dock.
Thanks for the memories.
If you can, we just gave that guy 400 gold pieces. I'd like them back.
Excuse me, what?
He is like
You heard
hoofing
me.
it down the docks. Oh.
Are you asking me to chase this man down?
Well, I don't know what kind of hoodoo voodoo that you do. Just if there's
He'll
any
do
way
it
you
so
can
well.
like stick a incorporeal hand or something in his wallet and get my money back, that would be awesome.
Oh, he stole the money from you. I see. And I'm gonna cast.
Oh, no.
Teflon, do you need me to get the money back?
No, it's fine.
You're casting what now?
Hold person.
So he is running after being announced to the entire dock as selling memories on the dock. He stops mid run. Well, actually, what kind of save is that?
It is a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, he's not super wise, or he wouldn't be doing this.
No,
Oh
he
god,
is
that was a
coming.
5.
If he's selling like illegal memories on the docks, yeah, probably not.
Yep. That was a 5. He's definitely not wise enough to hold up to that. He just like freezes in the middle, and you can see like people are paying a lot of attention to him now. Thanks, guys. And he has this look of complete panic on his face.
Okay, so Eden will step over and say, that was a very poor choice. You should not steal from my companions.
I didn't steal. Can he talk? I forget. Or
Nope.
is it-
I don't think he can. Yeah, I think he's just frozen in place.
Oh, like you see tears well up in his eyes a little bit.
I understand your. So, and Eden will just like pick his pocket, pull out whatever cash is there, and he's gonna reach into his own. He's gonna pull out purse.
He's got like a sick mother at home or something, and
Yep.
Eden is gonna go ahead and drop like 85 gold coins back into his pocket, and say, "I am really sorry. That was just a poor choice. If you would like to talk to me later, we can discuss perhaps something that would better suit you." And he'll just drop the spell and say, "Now, have a good night. I will be here performing for a while, but come speak to me if you would like to consider a change of profession." And he's just going to walk back.
I didn't steal it. I sold him
walking
stuff.
back and handing the coins to.
Hey, he didn't give us a receipt either. I asked for one, and he didn't have a receipt. So
he goes back over to you since you were the least terrifying. Sorry, Steven. You're the least terrifying of the three of them. It's like I didn't steal nothing. I sold them 4 vials at 100 each.
are there guards around like the docks?
This is kind of far back on the dock, so the guards are kind of monitoring the in and out of the ship. The hold person might have. Let me.
Well, I was just curious, like, when are we going to get like in trouble? Because we're probably going to get in trouble with the guards.
So one of them doesn't notice. One of the guards does come over and start to kind of notice the situation.
Please let him ask me.
Well, he starts off like heading over towards Eden because he caught the hold person more so than he caught the other things. So he works his way over towards Eden, who the man is kind of desperately pleading with at the moment.
You said that you sold them something. They told me that you stole the gold from them.
Oh, hi, sir. Hi. And so the guard is standing over there with you now. Is there a problem here?
Well,
I-
sir, I hope not. Perhaps there is a misunderstanding. I was told that you stole this. Now, we can, of course, discuss this. Calling over the... Stefan, he stole this gold from you, yes?
That's not what I said.
You told me to retrieve the gold that he took from you, no?
I said I gave him some coins and I'd like them back, yes.
Shit.
You can see, like, the guy is completely panicked because he can't say anything to the guard that would give away what he was doing. Right. And he's just hoping that you don't say anything either.
Hey, Tefin, it looks like Eden's talking to our guy. Do you think he wants some of the memories too?
Okay, officer, I apologize. It appears there was a misunderstanding, and it will be rectified.
Poke my belly button. Hey, Eden! Shouting it. Hey, you can buy memories from that guy. They're
Thank you.
Supposed to be a really good deal.
Thank you.
As
okay.
it carries down the dock audibly and over the...
Let me return your coin to you. I do apologize. There was apparently a misunderstanding. And here, you keep the gold that I put in your pocket. But do come talk to me later, and we can discuss. Perhaps we can simply discuss over dinner or something. Proper recompense for the disturbance that we have caused for you.
That's fine. The guard rolled a 5 to catch the rest of the stuff that was just going on. 5 seems to be this dice's lucky number tonight.
Wow.
So he missed the spot where Dorf was screaming into his belly button somehow. So at your request, the guard just goes ahead and it's like, very well.
Good help is so hard to find.
Mind you, yeah, this is like Neverwinter all over again. Just he looks at you like, well, mind yourselves well then, and if you gentlemen need anything, you know where to find us. And he kind of goes back over towards monitoring the traffic on and off the ships.
Thank you, good sir. Have a good night.
The guy's still standing there, like, practically wetting his pants.
I feel sorry for the guy. He's just making a deal. And...
It went all kinds of sideways.
So Eden, he's selling illicit materials.
Eden is kind of like rolling his eyes, and he's like, "All right, sir. May we speak perhaps somewhere a little bit more privately, away from my companions as well?
Please,
because
I
apparently they are idiots."
I'm gonna climb up on the cart and sort of whoosh, and make my way, I guess, into town. At this point, I still don't know where I'm going, but I'm leaving the docks at this point. Come on, Paul.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
So Thea, sorry, I'm going to get your name right one day. Thea, you are going to probably be seeing them as they are coming out into to the area of town that you're in, past all of the stuff up front. You will be seeing them. So if you want to join up with them, you can. If you want to go to wherever the source of the bizarre screaming into belly buttons was, you can also do that. I leave that up to you.
I guess I'll start to just head over to them. They're by the cart, correct?
Yeah, the cart is currently in motion, but they are...
Okay, yeah, I'll just catch up and try to get a lowdown on what all just happened.
So are you saying anything specific to this guy? He's gonna kind of gesture for you to step behind all of those businesses, and there's one that there's actually an alley in between one of the ones on the far side of the docks on the right. There's a little separation in the buildings that you can kind of disappear into.
Yeah, probably head back there where we're not in immediate view.
Yeah. Anything specific that you're bringing up?
So my companion says that you are selling illicit materials. Is this true?
Look, yeah,
Don't tell me anything more.
okay.
You said it is true, yes?
Yes.
We will need to make this right by the law. However, why? What purpose do you have in selling these things?
Look, I've got a friend that's really sick, and I need to get him better, and I've got a cleric that's there and ready, but he's requiring a lot of money, and these are things that I fell into. A friend of mine works at the mines and was able to get his hands on some things that most people aren't able to, so I just took a chance. I just
I
needed
see.
to get some money fast.
I understand this thing. However, this is not the way to go about it. So, how much money is it that you need in total? Excluding the 400 gold that my companion apparently bought from you.
They had asked for $1,000. I had rustled up 300 so far before your friends stiffed
So
me.
you are in need of 300 gold still, yes? Well, excluding what I put in your pocket, if you should count it out, you are roughly in need of 230 gold, yes?
300. Are you giving me the 400 again?
Of course.
Oh.
If a payment transaction happened, then it is yours.
Oh.
However illicit the materials may be.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 200 more than, or whatever you just said, that number.
Yeah, 230. So,
230, yeah.
Here's what we're going to do.
Don't stick that up your nose, Keith. Sorry. Don't you do it! Don't do it!
Trying to extract memories. This is not how this is done, right?
That's how you'd take your brain out if you were, being mummified. Sorry.
Is there a hook on the end of that? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I will not take by force, of course, your illicit materials. However, perhaps tomorrow morning, you and I, we will meet. And we will go and speak with this cleric of yours. And I will speak with my companions, and we will find a way to help your friend. However, as the sale of whatever this item is illegal in this place, I would like you to take them to the authorities.
That's gonna be a little hard, because if I take them to the authorities, then I get arrested, and if I get arrested, I can't do my friend any good. Now, if I can leave something anonymously, I would not be opposed to that.
This can be arranged.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. I can meet with you tomorrow. We can get stuff sorted. Where can I find you?
That is a good question. Perhaps we say a few hours past sunrise. Let's say 2 hours. 2 hours past sunrise. I will be here on the docks where you saw me before.
Okay. I can do that. That's all right. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
So while this was going on, as soon as I kind of got the story from everybody, I would have asked to see one of the vials, and it would take me 10 minutes, but I can cast Identify.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I will happily provide one of the vials for that.
just in the middle of the street, just holding on to this illegal vial.
No, we went down an alley, didn't
we're
we?
on the cart.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're
We're
on
on
the
the-
cart. Okay.
Yeah, we're on the
Yeah.
cart, like going up the street, driving in circles, basically.
So this is a memory that has been drawn from the actual land itself. A memory written into the body of the Titan that this land was made from. And this particular one is one of the more one of the less gentle memories. It is you get the impression that this memory is of effectively this Titan going supernova, and the surrounding, the very near surrounding events of that, right up to its death. So that is this particular memory. You can tell that it would have a large scale effect on anybody who chose to consume it in any way, shape, fashion, or form. They would have to, like, there is a chance that it could do a whole lot of good. There is also a chance that it could do a whole lot of bad. Kind of a 50-50 shot there.
I'm like swirling one of them and looking at it. So, how do these things work?
The magic 8-ball.
Yep.
I absolutely, positively would not have let Paul get one of those. There is no way.
He just in the vial he only sees the words "try again later."
You could have handed me an empty vial and I wouldn't have known.
That's also true.
Yeah, and that if you
I
ask,
think
that
I
is
have empty vials.
yeah. If you ask,
do
that is
actually.
absolutely what you got in return. Is an
Sure.
is,
So
is
he
a fake
grabs
vial.
this empty vial and he's looking at it. I don't see what the big deal is. I can't see anything. Thing.
You guys realize
Taking
that
it
you
up.
just, like, in my brain, you just invented Magic 8 vials. Like, you know that, right? That's a thing that will
Yeah,
now exist.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Okay. Magic 8 vials it is.
Yeah. You start to discover quickly why it was a good idea to give me an empty vial because I immediately take the top off.
So, Paul, I would like for you to roll me roll me a wisdom save. We're going to see how susceptible you are to placebo effect.
I'm not good at wisdom saves.
I know. That's going to make it great.
Guidance.
It's not going to be a terrible effect.
Doesn't
because
matter.
There's nothing in it.
It truly does not matter.
Guidance.
It truly does not matter.
So you have no idea what this would have done had this actually been the vial that you thought it was. So you don't really have an effect that your brain simulates for you, but you know that this was supposed to be a big important something, and you are positive that your world is starting to spin a little bit, your colors are becoming a little more vivid, and you're pretty sure that everybody around you has just gotten so much more interesting. Like, all of their words, you're hanging on their every word. You're just so engrossed. Like, the sound of people's voices is amazing, man.
Wow, this stuff's really starting to kick in, guys.
I'm just so
And
happy
I
that you
turned to
rolled that
Thea.
one
I'm
on
like,
that.
what stuff? I didn't put anything in there.
It's real good. It's real good stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, that is what you would glean from that vial, Thea. Like, if this was to be consumed, there would be one, the other, or both really, really positive things happening for that person, really, really negative things for that person, or an uncontrollable combination of the two.
So nobody with a high intelligence should probably take this because they wouldn't be stupid enough to do it.
You're probably not wrong. Probably not wrong.
So I just tell everybody this seems like the real deal, and we need to be very careful about who we turn these over to, or where they go.
Right.
Maybe we should keep them for safety.
So I'm going to pull off to the side. I'm going to sort of reach my hand out for the vial that I gave you, Thea.
I'll give it back to you.
And I'm going to climb down and go around to the back of the cart. And I'm going to pull
I'm
the
watching
key out.
you.
I'm going to pull the key out. And I'm going to turn it the way so that it unlocks the hidden room. And I'm going to open the door and go inside. Now, you haven't seen the hidden room, have you?
I don't think so.
I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys have seen the normal room, the regular room, and when the door opens this time, that is not the room you see. It is a completely different layout. Lots and lots of very secure looking cabinets that have very, very sturdy locks on them. And I'm going to go to the very front and I'm going to find a case and I'm going to pop it open. It's probably got the equivalent of foam inside it, like open cell foam. And I'm going to lay the vials in there. I'm going to cut out little notches for them so that they ride tight. And then I'm going to close the case and lock it back and put it back on the shelf. Paul, you probably at this point see your music box.
Actually, I don't. Paul is laying on the top of the cart looking at.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. So once I've got that case sort of closed and latched and put back. God dang it.
Well, while we lost Keith, Thea, that one looks like a duck. Can you see it?
Yeah, Paul, I see it. It does look like a duck.
Really close.
Gosh dang it, I hate it that it keeps doing that. So once I've got the case closed and latched and sort of put on the shelf, I'm going to come back out, close the door, turn the lock the other direction, open the door just to check and be sure that it's the right room, and then I'm going to close it again.
Pretzel time. I take it that
that's about as safe as I can make it.
We're the only people that know about that secret compartment?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And do we have all of the vials or just the 4?
Just the 4.
We have 4.
Okay. Is that guy still with us?
No.
We should go get more
He's not with us.
Guys.
He's not with us.
Okay.
So.
Well, in the morning when we talk to him, we probably need to get those other vials.
Probably.
You don't know that you're talking to him in the morning.
Right.
We should find that guy.
Yeah, probably.
Unless Eden has told you via belly button jewelry.
So one little word of warning. I don't know if you've got one. I know I don't have one, but there's these things, these packs, these bags that have like extra space inside them than what it seems like they should. You've heard of those, right?
Like a bag of holding?
Yeah. Don't ever put one of those in the special room.
Okay. Like a space.
I don't know what would happen, but it couldn't be good.
Okay.
Fair warning, Eden definitely has one of those, and he's not here to hear you tell that.
I know.
So we'll see how long it takes you guys to blow the world up with a black hole.
Yeah.
Or at least, an area of, 10 feet or 20 feet around you? I forget.
That's for regular types of items. I'm assuming with my cart, it would have to be worse.
Yeah, it would. It would have to be worse. But yeah. So these conversations happen. This is about the same time that your tiefling friend is heading back towards the docks up to you. So by that point, you, Pyron, have seen her. You have messaged the others, and so now you guys all know that. Well, I have it written here. The Wind Pigeon Wells Inn. Why do I make things named so strangely? So many strange names in this place. Is where you have had a stay secured for you.
And did
So-
that come with like directions on how to get there?
I don't know. Did it, Nate?
I can tell you how to get there if you don't know how.
Let's assume I don't.
Okay, so what you want to do from the docks, you want to take the left path, go up a little ways, and be on your left.
Okay. And I turn the cart around, head back to the docks, find the left path, go up that.
You're in the nice end of town, and the are you like cheersing with your pretzels? What's happening here?
No, I'm giving Nate my pretzels.
Oh, that's you're all giant nerds. I mean, I'm DMing for you, so it's not like I'm one to talk. However, giant nerds. So yes, you make your way that direction. Eden, are you going to be headed directly that way, or are you going to be what are you doing?
I'm gonna take her out to dinner.
Oh, nice, wining and dining, very nice. So there are a couple of different restaurants right there on the docks. If you wish to eat there are other places farther in. Is there a
He is a
specific
stranger
place?
in a strange land, so he just asks for recommendations.
Oh, okay. So she's actually going to take you over into the more local area of town that's not as fancied up, and there is a small eatery on the other side of the tracks, if you will, next to a place that is called Tinker Tools. And it is there is a very, very nice little spot that doesn't have a lot of seating. It's not super fancy, but it smells amazing. And they have a lot of like different fish oriented fish and fowl pretty much is their specialty. So she guides you that direction. So
Sweet.
you are able to have a nice dinner with your evening.
Our room's already paid for, right? Like we don't have to pay for these.
Yeah. He sent her ahead to pay.
Good, because I have zero.
So when we get to the inn, I don't know who to ask for the rooms
I was
being
just
under.
about to ask that question.
So I asked for rooms under the name Eden.
Well, there is how many rooms are we expecting? Because I don't have any under Eden.
I honestly don't know at this point. One moment, please. And I'm going to step away.
We need like
Hold, please.
6 rooms, right?
What was that, Jason?
So we need like 6 rooms, right?
So Eden, how many rooms was it? And what was the name they're under?
Sila, could you tell me what name are our rooms under?
Under my own. I am sorry, I did not think about that. But yes,
Not a
four
problem.
under Sila.
The rooms are under Sila, where there's 4 rooms. One of them is mine.
Okay.
What you mean, yours and hers?
I'm going to go back to the I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not going to go there. Gonna go back to the receptionist. I'm terribly sorry. I had the wrong name. I believe it's under Sela, and
Yeah. Okay.
4 rooms, I believe.
4 rooms. All right. So here are your keys. You're going to be upstairs. Well, okay, 2 of you are going to be on the second floor. The other 2 are going to be on the top floor. And I hope that you enjoy your stay. Do you need anything? There's food down here. There are a couple of other decent restaurants on the strip as well. But if you need anything, do feel free to ask.
Of course we will. Thank you very, very much. I do. Could I bother you? Is there perhaps a place? I have a cart out front. You see, is there perhaps a place where that could be stowed, parked for the night?
Certainly, we can absolutely do that. There's a corner just behind us here. If you don't mind us kind of just chaining it in for safety.
I would not mind at all. Thank you very much.
Okay. Do we need to take any other precautions with it? I'm not sure.
No,
Okay.
that's quite all right. I'll actually be checking up on it quite frequently.
That is fair enough. I understand. It seems very nice. We wouldn't want anything to happen to it.
Of course not.
We'll also send a courtesy guard. We've got a courtesy officer who kind of just keeps the area a little safe. So we'll make sure that he's aware that it's there, so that he can keep eyes on anything that looks
excellent.
suspicious.
Thank you very much.
So
I will go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, she kind of gestures the courtesy
You dropped a
officer is
pretzel on the
actually there.
baby.
He doesn't seem overly bothered by that fact.
No, he's cuddling with Dad. He's fine.
Yep.
Hold your pretzel, Dad.
Nate, did you throw a pretzel at that kid?
Yes.
No.
Danny.
No,
No, Danny. It's
What?
Jeff. It's Jeff.
It's always Jeff.
It's always Jeff.
Oh,
Jeff
freaking
did it.
fast!
Yep,
He's
Jeff
so
did it.
freaking fast, man. Okay. Yeah, that's it. It's Jeff. That explains everything.
Yeah. That's why he's not on the stream tonight.
Yeah, freaking running.
Freaking Jeff. God.
Jeff.
You are muted.
I was
So-
just apologizing to my son that Jeff was throwing things at him.
Jeff's gonna be so sad that he missed us talking about him. So yeah, you get your keys. The courtesy officer helps you take the cart around back and make sure that it's all chained in tight for the night.
Okay.
And you have keys for your rooms.
I will pass those out to the rest of my companions. And then I'm going to go back to the cart and sleep in my bucket.
So you're giving each of them their own key, pretty much?
Essentially, yeah, at this point.
Okay.
And I will hand Thea the extra key, the one for Eden. When he returns, he'll be needing this.
Okay.
I was wondering if he was going to still end up having his own room later. It's very, very kind and considerate. You're,
Well,
probably-
he arranged lodgings, so he gets first pick, I guess.
that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I just also kind of expected Teffin to be a little bit.
Teffin sleeps in his cart. I mean, his bucket is in the cart. That's his
I mean, this
thing.
is true. This is true, but I'm also seeing that Teffin has a wee bit of a mischievous streak. So
A little bit. A little bit.
all right.
Not as big as some.
Gets his.
Not as big as some, but a little bit.
So Eden gets his own room, but he won't be alone.
Correct. At least if he
That
keeps
is the
rolling really
assumption.
good persuasion checks.
That is the assumption.
Make sure to turn off your messaging.
Gee.
Hey,
No.
don't worry. I'm going to get drunk tonight, and he's not turning his off.
We're not that close of a group.
Nope.
Guys, we
Certainly
have
not yet.
only known each other for 3 days. I was
Wow.
doing the math on this just this afternoon. It has been 3 days.
3 days.
Wow.
It's a really freaking long 3 days.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys get a chance while he is whining and dining his girlfriend lady,
Booty
one night
call.
stand. I don't know yet. Booty call. You, you have very nice rooms. This place is a very nice
Freaking
place.
boards.
The rooms each have 4-poster beds and a separate kind of day bed off to the side that's still like a good solid like full size bed when you take the back cushions off and all of that good stuff. So they each have 2 different very sleepable, comfortable surfaces, very lush feather pillows, um, and all of them have really nice skylights, so you can actually see the stars from where the people at the top floor anyway can see the stars from their beds pretty much and just look up and see the night sky. Those below have really, really beautiful paintings on the ceilings, various skyscapes, and particularly, it seems that stars are a really big thing here. Um, they frequently feature the night sky and constellations that fade on one side of the room into kind of a sunset sort of a coloration scheme on one corner. So really, really nice, high quality rooms for a pretty decent price, all things considered. Anything that
Nice.
you guys would like to do?
I get a drink and have dinner, but
Okay.
Yeah, but see if everybody maybe, Teffin, before you go back to your bucket, does everybody want to grab something to eat?
Yeah, probably
Probably
dine
get
with
a drink or 2.
dine with my companions, and or the ones that are actually there.
Any conversations being had? Anything specific you're bringing up?
Nothing I'm bringing up. No.
I would just say we all probably should have a conversation in the morning about what our plan is from here, but we should probably all be together and not in such a public area.
I am
Yeah,
asking every person in the bar if they have seen a dragon.
If they have seen what? You're in an echo.
If they've seen a dragon.
Oh, if they've seen a dragon. Let me see. Actually.
Hey, barkeep, you seen a dragon?
So there have been people that you talk to that have heard of dragons. There is supposedly in the Purple Mountains. There is a what?
Go ahead.
There is a dragon that lives in the Purple Mountains that is kind of the patron, I suppose, patron saint of the Duhawk, which is a kind of important group nearby to the library. There are other dragons that are not as well known, but they are well storied in this world, and specifically this particular tier of the world in the Smara. But there are tales of celestial dragons from the sky. There are water dragon stories. So nobody personally knows them. And the stories are all kind of like chalked up to just fairy tales, except for the patron saint of the Duhawk. That is one that people just acknowledge to be true, even though no one here that you have found has actually met him.
Paul, my friend.
Uh-huh.
Remind me why you're interested in dragons?
Well, we're chasing the dragon, right?
What dragon?
The dragon guy. The guy that we're on the mission to get, who's got the prince.
He's not a dragon.
He flew out. He was a dragon, right?
It was because he flew. I was trying to figure out the entire game last time. I was like, why did I make him turn into a dragon? I don't remember that.
He flew away, and he's like, "Yeah, it's like a dragon. It flies."
Let me see.
I love Paul
There
so
are
much.
so many other creatures in all of the realms that know how to fly. That was not a dragon.
Well, he's too small to be a bird.
There's
What?
logic.
You got
There's
birds
logic.
and then dragons.
Yeah, I just wrote down turns into flying creature. So I don't. What do we know what he turned into?
Nope, I don't think so. I don't think I specified, but he grew wings and became pretty disgusting and flew away.
Okay.
That was no, Paul. Just no.
To be fair, if he's not seen a dragon,
no.
why could that not be one?
We need to be asking about We need to be asking about a creature that has flown over within the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Yes,
what I've
3
been
days.
saying. Have you seen a dragon recently?
No. He's not. He did not turn into a dragon. He's not a dragon.
I look over to Eden. I'm like, I don't think he's getting it.
Eden's not there.
Oh, he's not. That's right. I look over to Thea. Then I don't think he's getting it.
Paul, there are lots of creatures that can fly. So dragons are one of them.
Yeah, and then birds. And then
There's also rocks that are like very, very large, ugly birds. Kind of like dragons.
I know what a rock is, and I've never seen a rock fly.
I'm gonna throw back whatever drink I've got. I don't care if it's not made for shooting. I'm gonna set my glass down on the table. I'm done. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the wagon.
Go to his bucket.
Gonna go to my bucket.
Yes, Eden. You're muted.
You're muted.
Keep doing that. Sorry. Over the message, probably about this point you hear, in the morning I have a favor to ask of everyone. There was a man with whom I met today. He apparently is in need of funds. I have offered to procure them for him, but I may need perhaps another day or so to do so.
Is that
okay?
Yeah, we need to have a conversation about that man in the morning and his items.
Yes, I am going to have him turn them into the authorities.
That's the bit we got to talk about.
We'll see.
Don't tell me you're a lawfully good bard, because those are mutually exclusive.
Lawful neutral, actually. He doesn't care about good and evil as much as he does the laws.
Oh.
That's wonderful.
Freaking bards.
Freaking bards.
I need another drink.
So I would spend some time trying to explain to Paul that there are lots of creatures that fly, and we would get more information if we just asked people what they've seen in the sky over the past 3 days.
Not even worth my time.
Some people don't know drag. I get it.
Some people don't know what a dragon is.
I go through the whole bar again and start asking everybody, what have you seen in the sky for the past 3 days?
We saw.
And that's probably going to take the rest of my evening as I just go interrogate.
Come to find out, there was like a conjunction of something or other in the sky, and
everything that they've seen in 3 days in the sky. That's what I want to know.
Are you asking politely, or are you asking in a shout of interrogation?
I'm asking as Paul does ask, which is what have you seen in the sky for the past 3 days?
Okay, you can roll me either a persuasion or an intimidation.
Well, both are kind of the same. Oh no, I got proficiency in intimidation.
Oh, of course you do.
I got 17.
Oh, that's you're intimidating a lot of people. So out of nowhere, this gnome with an axe that is bigger than him is coming around to all of these tables in this very nice establishment, and like semi-shouting interrogation at them regarding what they've seen in the sky. You do end up getting a person who has in fact been paying close enough attention that they do say that they have seen something, a large flying creature headed to the southeast, overhead. And
Quietly
it was
turn on
a
my
creature
onions.
that they didn't recognize. They couldn't identify what type it was, but they were accustomed to seeing aerial creatures. He does this person that you're talking to does kind of look like he's about to hyperventilate. He's very concerned. He's a halfling and not incredibly excited about this conversation. The other ones haven't really seen anything, but they are very alarmed by you. And after about 4 people, the the person who is working at the front desk comes over to you and says, I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. A Some of the patrons are beginning to express concerns about their safety because of a gnome with an axe harassing them.
Sounds like something you need to deal with. What have you seen in the sky for the past 3 days?
Okay. So at this point, I'm gonna to Thea. Are we taking bets if he's gonna get in a fight or get thrown out?
Sure, I'll buy the next round if he doesn't get arrested.
I'll buy the round if he does.
All right.
I mean, after each conversation, when they tell me what they see, I say thank you, and then I move on to the next person. So
she'll tell you, I haven't. I've been working most of the time. I haven't seen the sky just a whole lot in the past few days. I've been pulling double shifts. Can you maybe not can you maybe not harass the customers? They're concerned because you're wielding an axe and asking questions very aggressively.
well, how else am I supposed to get answers if I don't ask questions? See, it's confusing and hard, ain't it? Some people. I walk away.
She stands there baffled for a second. Like I just want to work my way through college. All I want. No. This is my thanks. Okay. She's just gonna go back behind the counter. She's like, I give up.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely an I don't get paid enough for this vibe. At a certain point, the courtesy officer will come over to you and be like, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to stop asking questions of these people and either go to your room or we will have to remove you.
What have you seen in the sky for the past 3 days?
I have seen a lot of birds migrating.
Tell me about the birds.
They're, about this big, and he holds his hands up, and it's like, and they have beaks, and they make sounds that sound like cawing.
Anything bigger than a bird?
There have been a few things that are bigger than a bird.
What direction did those things go in?
They went south.
Were they carrying a prince?
Excuse me?
Were they carrying a prince?
Not
good question.
That I saw.
That's not what we're looking for then.
Are
Thanks
you-
for
Point of order. He is no longer a prince. He is a king.
They probably don't know that.
He has not.
he might not
No,
be
because
anything.
he has technically not been crowned yet.
This is true.
No. He hasn't. So he hasn't
Coronated.
been. He hasn't been.
Coronated.
He hasn't had his coronation, but upon the death of the former monarch, he still becomes the king.
Well, isn't his mom
That's
still
how Britain
alive?
works.
Nope.
No.
Or his wife, who was the woman we spoke to?
Yeah.
Right.
The wife is the general, and she is still alive and also hunting for him, and
She's
also
the queen regent at this point, but she wields
yeah,
no actual political power. He is the king.
yeah, and the guard kind of looks at you. It's like, I have not seen. Are you saying that something carried the prince away?
Yeah, but it wasn't a dragon apparently, but it might have been a rock.
Do I hear this?
Roll me a perception check. And if you've been paying attention, I'm going to say go ahead and take advantage because you know that he's doing these things. And you just made a bet that he wouldn't get arrested. So you're probably paying attention.
That's a 21.
21 for me, too.
Nice. Yeah, you absolutely hear this.
Okay, I'm going to swing over there and start pushing Paul back to the table and be like, I'm sorry about my friend. He's had several drinks. We're just going to have him finish his meal, and we will get him to his room.
Very, very good. Very good. I mean, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're so nice.
She also made a bet that he wouldn't go to jail.
I also screwed myself on a bet.
All right. So yeah.
I buy the next round. I tell Paul to eat his dinner, and then we're going back to the room.
Now, to be fair, he never got arrested.
That's true. I know that he did not get arrested. So you can go buy the next rounds. I'll tell Paul to eat his dinner.
Well,
So
I
close.
just tell everybody all the information I gathered. I point out the halfling that gave me the information about the things, the thing flying. I was like, he told me all this stuff, and I just divulged the same information.
Mm-hmm. When
That
he
wasn't a
was
fair
flying
bet.
to the southeast.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, you managed to have your drinks. Are you, Pyron? Do you have anything that you're going to be doing before you guys usher him up to?
Even though it wasn't a fair bet because you intervened of the events that was unfolding.
Set no parameters for that. I'm just saying.
So no, I'm gonna stay there. I'm not gonna go out right now. Yeah, I'll just finish up and then go to bed.
Okay. So all you guys are kind of doing the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Eden, how are you talking about anything specific over dinner? Anything like that you're bringing up? Is it anything other than trying to pretty well woo her?
Eden is mostly doing a lot of listening. And he does make sure that there is an empty chair at the table where they're eating.
That's awkward. Okay.
Yep.
Don't sit in that. My friend's sitting there.
Yeah.
But that's, he's mostly listening. He'll prod with questions, basically just to keep her talking, learn more about her life. But
okay. So you find out that she actually has moved up here recently from the Kopno Plains, the Heartlands. She had worked for the Red Queen in recent years, and decided that with a few geographical changes that had happened recently regarding the Under, she wanted to see more of the world than she had because she felt like she had been gypped. So she ultimately ended up kind of going through a bunch of different adventuring, and she ended up on this ship actually when it was still a ship under Captain Hook's captainship. So, and she kind of followed the ship up because she wanted to continue seeing things anyway, and sees more this way of this plane, and at some point she wants to be able to explore the celestial realms.
So your plan is currently to stay with the ship?
For a while, yes. It is a good crew. It is an interesting captain. We have similar connections to the Under and some of our ancestral relationships. So he understands some of the difficulties that come with this particular with the stereotypes. You understand, of course.
Yes.
You look as though you don't.
Perhaps not. Perhaps I've not seen enough of the world to understand the stereotype.
That is understandable, and hopefully you do not. There are good people everywhere, and there are people that are assholes everywhere.
It's sort of a mixed bag that way, yes.
Indeed. And she'll kind of talk to you about anything that you ask her about. Why is it that you keep a seat?
For my sister.
The one that you referenced in the crow's nest.
Yes, Adeline.
Ah. You see her there?
See her where?
In the chair?
No, I keep her with me. The chair is more symbolic.
Okay, so you understand. Okay. She just kind of nods and smiles.
So you're not crazy.
You forgive me. I was not
He's
sure.
learned to cope.
I was not sure. I was trying to make heads or tails of some of these habits. But no, it's a sweet symbol.
Right.
And she'll continue on with the conversation, ask you some about your life too. It seems like she is trying to back and forth a bit more too. You kind of feel like she's pretty shrewd on the uptake, and the more other people want her to talk, the more suspicious she gets if they don't also want to share equal amounts.
And he's
So
pretty open about things. He won't talk specifically about their current mission, but
Mhm.
otherwise he's pretty open about stuff.
How open is he about the like just generally who he works for?
Oh, he doesn't hide that at all.
Okay, cool. She's gonna find that really, really interesting, and yeah, you have a really lovely dinner. You can tell that she is hesitant, though slightly optimistic regarding the room situation. I don't know that she's totally decided yet. You can roll me a persuasion check.
That feels okay.
or not. That's fine.
I'll let the DM decide because rolling a die for
Okay,
that just seems weird.
Fair. That's fair. Okay, touche. No, I think that you have been charming and enough of a I don't like good host is not the word that I'm looking for, but I think that he has been charming enough and generally interesting enough that yeah, she'd probably accompany him back. So
cool.
So
yeah, it's
This is
And
where it's
yes.
going to get funny because when we are leaving the restaurant to go back up to our rooms, I guess I would have used the jewelry and gone, "Hey, Eden, I've got your room key and I'm in room blah, blah, blah. I guess come get it when you're ready to go."
Thank you. I will do that.
out by that. I'm not sure that would actually be all that awkward.
Thea's just going to laugh at him.
Yeah, he'll knock on your door and be like, room key? Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good evening.
All right, so our tieflings are gonna go and do their thing. Let's see.
Tiefling things.
Tiefling things. Yeah.
You got to
With
tell me
tails
about the tail
together.
thing. Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
Where did
It's a
the
very-
tails go?
It's an Avatar situation. I don't know. So yeah.
Apparently, I don't either.
Okay. So morning or nighttime falls. This time, let us dive into your dreams, Pyron. So I would like for
Yay,
you
she
to
remember my name.
roll me a wisdom save. I always do. It just takes me a minute. For some reason, I always like try and make it something else. So wisdom
Let's
save
see,
for me.
wisdom. +1.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nat 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. So in your sleep, you feel this burning inside of you. This is not an uncommon thing for you. This is a thing that you find that you fight frequently. It's easier in the day, but with this feeling, this boiling within your veins, you feel an urge to move, and you feel this impression pressing on your mind that wants you to release it. As you lay there and feel your body, you realize you can no longer tell if you're awake or asleep. You remember laying down to go to sleep. You don't know if you are. You don't know what has happened in that time. And the fact that you can't tell is bothersome. But you manage, in spite of this growing heat and boiling sensation, you take a few breaths and calm yourself down. And voices try and press in on your mind and whisper dark secrets that you push from your hearing so that you will not hear them. You remember standing before a council, and you remember feeling as they bound you and injected ichor into your veins. But tonight, you are not succumbing to the memory. You are simply an observer watching it. And the more nights like this you have, the more control you feel like you are gaining on yourself. There are times that you feel like you don't have that much, but tonight you feel confident that you do. So while you still wake in the middle of the night with this pain in your body and your bones, you still wake with the confidence that you have won a fight for another night.
Okay.
Let's see. And Eden, in your sleep, you feel a tug as though you are being asked to report, if you will. It seems as though there has been something noticed that has caught the attention of your employer. And you feel this tug into the same shining glass cathedral that you have been in before. As you are tugged along, you see that your employer is pacing back and forth. and looks disturbed by the knowledge of something that has come to their attention.
Your Majesty, what can I do for you?
Eden, I was watching today and saw the man that had collected memories.
Memories, the vials.
Those memories do not belong to any person in this place. They belong to the place itself. These need to be delivered back.
Whom?
To me.
Of course. Not to local authorities, I assume.
Oh no, goodness no. I appreciate the the compass involved in that decision, but while I appreciate the authorities that you would be taking these to, I don't believe that this should be trusted with them. I will be unable to meet with you yet in a physical manner in order to retrieve these. But hopefully I can reach before you get to the wall.
I will do my best to procure them then.
So be tied in with why it is that I cannot see past the wall. I don't know that the two are related, but I had not realized that they had been mining her memories. So
I do not understand, but I suppose I do not need to. I will procure those for you. Might I ask, is there any way that you are aware of that I could perhaps come up with funds quickly? The man who you saw, the man who has these, his friend is very sick, and he needs cash to be able to heal him.
I cannot necessarily help with that procuring. However, I believe that you intend on meeting a man who might be able to lead you in the right direction regarding a better geographical understanding of the territory you are approaching.
Thank you.
You are welcome. And thank you. I appreciate this that you do for me.
Always.
She bows back to you and kind of glances over their shoulder as they start to walk away. If you do find that more information is necessary for you to be able to complete this task, do tell me. And
I will.
we'll bow and walk into a very, very bright light that there's not really a visible doorway in. The light just kind of obscures any sort of shape of entry. And you will wake from your dream to the tiefling next to you.
That's a juxtaposition for you.
Absolutely.
Shouldn't you roll a performance check to see how the night went?
If you would like to, you're welcome to.
Constitution check.
See if you get the clap.
both of these rolls will be good.
Friggin' bards.
And I figure I'll give myself a bardic inspiration on that, right?
Of course.
All right. Which one do you want? Keith.
Sure,
I am
Keith.
not the DM for this one.
All
No,
right.
but I want to know your performance. I don't care about Constitution.
All right. So if we're going performance, that would be a 27.
He's real good, man.
Wow.
Having a
He's
plus
had-
11, like I can't roll low.
He's had a lot of practice.
Well,
Freaking
you know,
bard.
Well, yeah.
the
Bard.
tail provides a counterweight that allows for different positioning. I don't know. Did con? What was your con on that? I hadn't thought about Constitution, but since you said it, now I'm curious.
So I have a plus 4, so it's not as good. So that'd be 21, but still pretty high.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not going to catch
Wow.
anything. I don't think she had anything
Excuse
anyway.
me, what?
No trips to a cleric this morning that we have to do or anything like that.
I mean, you did just meet her, so you don't know.
You start to experience a vague itching. No, he does.
She's a sailor. Come on.
Hey, just because she's a sailor doesn't mean that she gets around that much. And even if she did, who cares? He can practice safely. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, the night goes very well for you. It's a fun night.
Every night's a fun night.
I wasn't gonna ask. Thanks.
Freaking bards.
Bards. So you guys wake the next day, and you can kind of hear. When you wake, you hear kind of the sounds of the kitchen working downstairs, all of that good stuff, and you are meeting the next day. What you doing?
Morning, guys.
Sorry, I might change up a spell or two. I'm looking that up.
Go for it. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
morning.
Yeah, who's where? Well, okay, one's in a bucket.
As soon as I wake up, I'm going downstairs for food.
Fair enough.
I'll put myself together and go downstairs for food and stuff. So.
All right.
Are you heading back to your ship immediately, or do you have time for breakfast?
The call was for noon, so I actually have time for a bite. Yes.
Would you care to join us?
Very much so. If you don't think it would be off-putting to your friends.
I don't really care.
Fair enough. All right, so Sila will put herself together and accompany you downstairs.
Good morning.
guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, very good. Just another wonderful day.
I'm glad to meet you.
Steven, out of curiosity, did you turn off the messaging rings?
He was actually mostly worried about Paul, so he just took his off.
Okay.
Because he didn't want someone randomly yelling in his ear, potentially.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Yeah. So I have arranged a meeting back on the docks in an hour or so. I will need to be down there. Of course, any of you are welcome to accompany me should you desire to do so. But
Sure. What are we doing? Are we chasing after the wizard guy, or what's the next step?
Well, at least I mentioned this last night, but there was the gentleman on the docks last night who is trying to get money for his friends. I was thinking that I could perhaps procure that I could play for a while, so that he could be able to pay for the curing of his friend. After that, I assume we're still headed towards the Emerald Wall.
Sure.
Oh, and
As I
then,
know, yeah.
apparently there is someone in town we're supposed to be meeting.
Well, I know this guy called Edgar we should talk to. Apparently he knows a lot of stuff about what happens around here. He might be someone worth talking to.
I will tell you that my patron has said that would be, yes, a wise course of action.
Well, maybe we should talk to him first and get an idea about what's going on with the other guy as well. Maybe he knows because he needs a healer, right?
I mean, perhaps, yes. That might be an option.
Well, I can detect poison and disease. I don't really have much in the way of healing, but if their cleric is holding out for payment to help, I mean, we could maybe try to
beat it out of
take
him.
him out of the equation.
Negotiate.
Negotiate, yeah.
Sort of cleric holds out for payment?
You know, I was wondering about that myself.
Seems a little sketchy to me.
Seems a little unclericy.
It depends.
That's you.
Well, a wealthy cleric, perhaps, or someone who is in need of materials that could be expensive.
Gnome's got to make a living, right?
Okay, materials could be a thing, yes.
Yeah.
I don't do stuff for free.
We could have Paul interrogate him.
Sure.
That would be an option.
Cool. So we got a plan? Interrogate the cleric?
I tell you what, why don't you interrogate the cleric, and I will go meet with the man.
Okay. Where's the cleric?
Good question. I don't know. Oh, buddy.
Oh, he's sad.
He got detained.
Eden.
He wants to
How about
play
you
really
go?
bad.
How about you go meet with the man and then tell us where this cleric is? You can message us.
I could do this, yes.
How many people? I mean, I know Chick is with us too, but are there a bunch of other people down for breakfast?
There's a decent handful, yeah. It's not a huge crowd yet. A lot of people are still kind of getting up. But the folks that are probably setting sail and have a decent chunk of traveling to do, whether land-based or sea-based, they're already kind of getting up. Although a whole lot of that crowd will also be either staying on the docks or in the seedier end of town.
Okay.
So,
but does it look like anybody's really paying attention to us or anything
no,
like that?
not really. They're
Okay.
kind of minding their own.
So
then I would. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so are we all going together to talk with this guy first and then going to meet, what's his name? Edgar. Together? Is that the plan as a group?
Perhaps you guys could meet with Mr. Poe before, while I'm having this meeting, or seek him out. Let me know where I could meet you. Yes, Mr. Edgar. Mr. Edgar Poe.
Sure.
Canon now. He has a raven familiar.
Kevin, are you with us yet, or are you still in your bucket?
I imagine I probably reformed myself and came in for breakfast. So yeah, I'm there with you guys.
Good morning, Tevin.
Well, Tevin, what do you?
So, Eden, you want to go by yourself to meet with this guy?
I think that he might have a pathological fear. Yes, but he might have a pathological fear at this point of Paul. So I think it might be wise for me to meet with him separately.
I was nothing but kind to that man.
No, you certainly were. I think he's a little skittish, though.
I am a little concerned about you meeting with him alone. However, I do acknowledge that the two faces he would rather not see are mine and Paul's. So
But you both have beautiful faces. Don't knock it. But
I've had prettier.
I can go with him.
What was that, Danny?
I can go with him.
Would you like to?
That works for me.
Perhaps take Thea along as well.
I was going to suggest me finding the cleric to see if I can help with his friend. But I don't think that turning the rest of the vials over to the authorities is the right plan.
Unfortunately, turning any of them over to the authorities is not the right plan at this point.
No, they're really good though. Y'all should try them.
Excuse me, what?
He didn't try one. It wasn't a real one.
Yeah, they're really good.
Okay. Yeah, I will
You
try one later.
tried
Thank
a
you,
vial.
Paul.
It was green water.
Of course, I tried a mile.
Just algae water.
I
Thank
love
you,
Paul.
Paul. I will try that later.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Okay. So, scattering off your different directions.
All right, so
I guess so.
So Eden, Thea, and the other tiefling, I can't remember her name.
Tila.
Tila, you guys are going to talk to Shady Dude.
Sketcherson, yeah.
Yeah. And then I guess the rest of us, are we going to see Edgar and then meeting back up and then figuring out what our next step with the cleric is?
Yeah, I think that sounds like
a plan.
a decent plan.
Unless, because, well, Reagan, you said you were wanting to hunt down the cleric first, or do you want to get the information before we hunt down the cleric?
No, I want to go talk to the cleric because I can figure out what's wrong with the friend, but I don't really have much to heal, so I'm going to try to convince the cleric that I can help him and maybe get him to knock some of the price down or whatever we negotiate with him, whatever we have to do.
Well, we still need to talk to the guy to even figure out who the cleric is. So if you want to go with them to
Right,
figure
yeah,
out who it
that's
is.
what I was saying.
Okay, cool. All right, break.
All right. So you guys who are going to talk to Edgar, you would have been told by Powell. Well, no, Weeba. Powell doesn't know anything.
Was in the shadier. He's like in the shadier side of town.
Yeah, there is a there's a bar down kind of in the crummier end of town, and honestly, like, when I say seedy, it's really not that bad. It's just not nearly as highbrow as the other side of town. But some of the names of the businesses do definitely leave something to be desired. This particular one is a bar called Salty Licks. And
Ew.
Yep.
This is the seedier part of town?
It's yeah. So past the Anvil and Anchor blacksmith, that sort of seems to delineate a lot of where the good versus perceived bad side of town is. Like, everything on one side of the blacksmith is kind of just the normal folks, and everybody on the other side are the hoity-hoits. So you were told that he could be found at this bar most of the time when he was in this place.
All right, let's go to the Salty Licks.
And away you go! You pass by a pretty...
You definitely picked the right group.
Are we taking the cart or are we just walking?
No, the cart's staying where it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just walk it.
Just gonna end up on cinder blocks.
It better not.
No, not where it is. It's a possibility at Salty Licks, but in the inn that it's currently parked at, you're good.
Yeah, knowing that we're going to the seedy part of town, no. Cart stays
Yeah.
where it is, locked up with a guard on it.
And like I said, like, this is really not that it's not that bad, but it's just when you compare it, it's pretty rough. So heading towards the right side of town, you go past a pretty thriving market with a lot of interesting wares and whatnot in the open air. You also pass by Tinker Tools. It's a shop that has bicycles and a bunch of other interesting looking items, some of which might be magical, but you're not gonna you may or may not care to stop and look.
Making a note of that shop for later.
And as you continue to walk down the curve, you pass by a couple of eateries, and down towards the end of that area, there is a place with an old wooden sign that is creaking in the wind that is carved kind of like hastily into it, just salty licks. It is it lives up to the idea you probably have in your mind of it. It is real kind of gnarly looking. There is part of it that is open air. There is also an indoor portion of it, and you do in fact see a very old, bent over, curmudgeonly gnome with a raven on his shoulder, feverishly writing in a notepad. Because Steven has screwed with my character, and now I can't see anything else. Darn you,
I
Steven.
point out the gnome and say, that's probably our guy.
Good call on that one.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Shall I take the lead in the conversation?
Well, we don't want to scare him off.
It's okay, I got this. I'm real personable.
Let's let Pyron take the lead on this one. We can be his backup. We can be his wingman.
Sure, yeah, I got it.
Were you hitting on Edgar Allan Poe?
That's amazing.
If that's what it takes.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You know you have a crew of very, very dedicated adventurers when they're willing to hit on Edgar Allan Poe just to make sure that everything goes their way.
So, just for everyone to know, I have a feat called All Eyes on You. And my accent, mannerism, figure of speech all marks me as foreign. Curious glances are directed my way wherever I go. But I also gained the friendly interest of the curious. I can parlay this attention into access I might not otherwise have for me and my companions. Noble scholars, merchant skills might be among interested. So yeah, I'm gonna try it and persuade him.
Alrighty. So how do you open the conversation? He's sitting there feverishly writing things out.
This is still morning, right?
Yeah. And he is at the bar
Oh.
drinking, and it's like just dawn.
What's your sign?
What was that?
No. So I am going to see what he's drinking, and I'm going to go order two of them, one for me and one for him. And I'm going to say, hey, mister, you look like you could use another one. You okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a nice gesture to be greeted with in the morning.
He was from Boston, by the way.
What's that?
He was from Boston, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's not Irish. I don't know why that's happening in my voice, but right now, this him is Irish.
Yep, this version of him is Boston Irish. He's a
Yeah,
Boston
there you go.
Irish gnome.
Yeah.
He's a
yeah.
leprechaun.
Yeah,
They're always after me Lucky Charms.
Oh, jeez.
He's really
So,
terrible Irish, too, because I can't do an actual Irish accent to save my freaking life. Carry on, sorry.
So I'm going to, once I hand him Jen, say, is everything okay? You need some help with something?
Oh, I'm just sitting here writing. I've got a few things I have to organize before I can go much farther than where I am, and have to get a few manifestos taken care of for some of the trade ships, and just taking care of some business.
A lot of stuff going on today?
Yes.
Oh. But no, I was actually curious about the bird on your shoulder. Would you mind if I have a seat with you?
Yeah, of course, of course. He does bite. I would be careful.
Oh yes, I won't be touching it, of course.
He turns his head to you. Nevermore.
Okay then. So-
He gets on tangents sometimes, and he just really, really likes one phrase for a while. That's the going one.
Ah, I see. That could be a problem if he doesn't change it up from time to time.
It is what it is. Anyway,
Yeah.
what brings you here?
Actually, I'm just passing through with my companions, and I'll notion to the others. And like I said, we're just in town passing through. I saw the bird on your shoulder, and just might be an interesting conversation with you.
Well, I'm not sure how interesting I am really, but hey, thank you for the drink. I appreciate that, of course. Any kind of ale is always something that's appreciated.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's never too early for a drink.
So are you persuading him for anything particular?
No, I'm just breaking the ice at this moment,
Okay. Gotcha.
and just trying to not scare him off.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, he
And-
doesn't seem overly concerned.
Yeah. So I'm going to introduce myself. Look, my name is Pyron. This is Tefrin, and this is Paul. And like I said, we're just traveling through and trying to see what's what around this town. And
Excellent.
have you? Are you traveling through, or do you live here?
I'm here on the continent quite a bit. I get here and there. I do a decent bit of traveling, but I also I like it here more. There's a lot of deep thought to be had here. A lot of interesting trade in ideas and such that I have taken an interest in, so to speak.
So you're a trader.
Yes, I do, and help other people as well with that.
I see. May I ask, like, what you trade in particular?
I trade words and ideas. It's,
Words, huh?
yes, my particular specialty. But I also have a knack for recording things for others, so make a wee bit of coin on the side doing that.
I see. Oh, where my manners? Let me introduce myself. My name is Pyron, and like I said, this is Tefrin and Paul. What was your name?
Oh, I'm Edgar.
Edgar.
He
Pleasure to
extends
make your acquaintance.
little twisted gnome arm and shakes your hand.
Edgar. That's an interesting name. I thought I heard somebody on the ship talking about Edgar here.
Ship? I know many of the merchant ships. It would make sense for them to be familiar with me.
Yeah, we came in on one of the flying ships, and someone was talking about meeting with someone named Edgar to help his friend or something like that. So
I don't know if I'm supposed to be helping anyone, but that's fine. Not against it, I suppose. They usually know where to find me.
Okay. Nate's forgetting what the guy on the dock's name was.
Weepa?
Weeba. Yeah, the
Weeba
guy.
is who told us about Edgar.
Yeah.
And you guys came in on the swallow spit.
Yes. So, yeah, we came in on the airship, the Swallow Spit, I think is the name of it. And
I do believe you mean Salaswat, but it's fine.
possibly, it's quite possible. I'm not good with
Possibly.
names.
It's fair. That's fair.
So, but I don't know. I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Weeba.
Oh yes, I'm familiar with the lad. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Very very low alcohol.
Oh my gosh, words are hard
Tolerance.
right now. Tolerance, thank you. Jeez, English.
But you know, otherwise, it's a very very good young lad.
Yeah. No, like I said, it caught my attention because he was talking about a person named Edgar, and he seems to be describing you, and I don't know,
Okay.
something about helping his friend or something like that. But
I still don't understand what you're getting at there. But I'm happy to help whoever, I suppose.
yeah, I see.
I
I
know my
see.
way around well enough. It's an easy enough thing to direct people. Sometimes they'll tell me to do so, or ask me rather. They're not so bold as to just tell me what to do. That usually doesn't go well for anyone, does it?
I see.
But
But by any chance, do you do any stuff like healing?
I think you might have changed around the goals here, Nate. You're you're trying to get information on where you are.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, this
Okay,
is the guy. This is the guy we're talking to figure out like what's like. One is any information on the area, but two, like how do we get like what's the best way for us to get to the Emerald Wall?
Yeah, this is the guy that knows things. This is not the
He's not the
cleric.
healer. Okay.
No,
He's not the healer. No.
Okay, my mistake.
But he might know a healer. It might be something worth bringing up to be like, hey, we have someone who's sick and needs to talk with someone.
Yeah, but that is like a secondary, tertiary goal. The primary goal is.
Yeah.
I hear you're a guy who knows things. Wink, wink,
Okay,
nudge,
okay.
nudge.
Okay. So yeah, I got off topic there. That was my fault. Oh yeah, so Edgar, given that you're a trader of information, would you be the guy to talk to who can get stuff done? Like who knows things?
sorry, I don't understand what it is you're asking me. Just come out straightforward and ask me your question, boy.
Okay. Tefrin, you might be better at this.
We need to go to the wall.
Oh, well, why would you want to go there? That's a terrible place.
We're going to fight it's not a dragon. We're going to fight something that's like a rock, but not a dragon, but is a wizard.
Oh,
You got there in the end.
I suppose that might actually be a decent reason to go there. So if you're going to the wall, there is quite a bit of dark magic that's come through that direction. There have been several theories as to why, many of which are built around the theory of protections based upon things that have been found in the under and the hells that have been used to place a bit of a barrier between that and the rest of this continent. As far as getting there, there are two directions. One is considerably shorter, but probably much more difficult. One is considerably longer, but not as difficult. If you take the southwest trail, then you will find yourself going through Smeraldi as a very sizable city, and coming down through the Emerald City up to Lake Pensamanto, and you will be on the north side of the wall. It is a bit of a curving path, though, but generally much safer because there are more communities there. If you go to the east side, you'll be running through the deserts. You can pass as far as Song on the main roads. There's a town called Orwin off the main path. That's a bit more of a difficult terrain area, but that's where the mines are. And the rest of the way, there's not really a path so much as it is open desert, but you would be able to see the wall. So you would know that you are headed the right direction. It's just considerably less forgiving environment.
I'm sorry, you said mines. What type of mines?
There are mines there for the knowledge of the world. It's a bit of a project put together by the library to try and consolidate as much information that has been lost to time as we can find. And what better place than here?
Is it an extensive dig site?
It's a reasonably large underground site, yes. I mean, the mines itself, the opening is not a vast area, but the mines beneath is considerable in size.
How long would the travel through the desert take?
Oh, going straight through, I suspect it would take you probably maybe a day's travel to Song via the main roads. It should only take you, if there was a path, it would probably only take you another day, but it could take up to 2, given that you're having to go through the rough terrain in the wild. Either way, you'd probably be looking at similar time frames, unless you knew a way to expedite your path through the desert, which is possible. I've not done it.
So both ways are about the same time frame, the same distance?
Time frame, yes. Technically, it's a much shorter path on the way to the wall if you go through the desert, but that the ease of passage does influence the time quite a bit. Yes.
Player question for Keith. I forget, you have horses? Or your wagon goes on its own? I don't remember.
I believe I've got at least one horse pulling it.
Okay. Does it have a name?
It is not self-propelled, no.
Okay. Does your horse have a name?
No.
Okay.
Should name him Annabelle Lee.
Nope, he needs to not have a name.
Yeah.
If it's the song.
Wow. Okay. Do we want to ask this guy about a cleric to see if you might know someone who can do the healing thing for the weird dude that sells the memories?
We're not speaking of anyone that we may or may not know, may or may not be selling. You know?
No, I have no idea what you just said to me.
Excellent. That's exactly the way I want it.
I'm confused, but okay.
Edgar, we need to know where a cleric is for someone we don't know.
There's there's one in the Temple of Kenis. That's probably the best healing site here in town. There are other healers in the bigger cities, Smeraldian and the Emerald City, who are more qualified for more difficult tasks.
Yes, the problem is we're not familiar with the specifics of the case. It's sort of a favor that we're doing for an acquaintance, let's say.
Yeah.
And so we're not sure exactly what level of healing is is
I see.
Is it expensive?
Not yet. We are working on that information.
Yeah, try and get clarification on it. So.
I see. Most clerics are not too hideously expensive until you get into the types of magic that would be incredibly difficult and require a significant amount of resources. Although I do hear that in some of the larger cities where they have greater skills available, sometimes their price gouging can be a bit intense.
Offhand, there, Mr. Edgar, would you know of any particular reason why a cleric might, I don't know, hold out for more money than was required?
Because they'll get more money, boy.
Yes, I was hoping it would be something a little less cliche,
Obvious.
shall we say,
Well, I mean,
than
it could
simple
be a matter.
greed.
If they are a cleric nearby, it could be a matter of resource. Or when the mine town, that could be. They have many resources in some areas, but they are kind of cut off from most things that the other side of the continent would have easier access to. Um, so it could be a matter of resources. It could be any number of things, really. So that's yeah, that
Well, I guess we all need to figure out how we're going to make some coin real quick to help this one guy.
you need to make coin to help them.
Well, yeah. Does anybody need, beat up or killed or something like that around here?
Don't ignore him. He had a rough trip from the north.
What? I'm a mercenary for hire. It's not exactly a secret.
Fair point. I don't have anything of that nature, but I do have some some traveling that I would have to do myself. If you would be willing to perhaps make the trip for me and deliver some of my notebooks.
Where are we going?
So I would be headed. I've got. It doesn't necessarily have to be in this order. I have a delivery that needed to be made to Orwin, and I have a delivery on the other side to the Emerald City. So whichever path you go, you can deliver half on one direction. I'll pay you ahead for the next.
I mean, we gotta go that way anyway, right, guys?
It does take you two separate directions, but I'm not in so much a rush for the trip to Orwin. So, and honestly, either of them can wait a few days. So as long as you're reasonably honest, and as he says this, like his facial expression kind of changes and his teeth grow a little bit. He looks a little creepy for just a second. And don't intend to do me wrong. I think that we can come to an agreement.
I'm going to call the barman over, and I'm going to order a couple of glasses of wine. One for me, one for Edgar.
Well, thank you. I'm going to be so plastered by noon.
If you've never tried Amontillado, you really must. It is fantastic. The best you will ever try.
Wonderful.
I hear they have a cask down in the cellar.
Yes. Oh, we're ridiculous. I'm just gonna borrow from everybody now. Fine, this is fine.
Yes, I suppose we could probably drop your materials off on whichever path we wind up choosing. We do have some other members of our party we'll need to consult with. But we do thank you so much for the information. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yes.
Oh, no problem at all. When you've decided which direction you're going first, let me know, and I will
Of course.
give you the delivery according to location.
Of course, of course. Out of curiosity, is either of the paths difficult to traverse in a cart?
Probably the desert.
The desert would be considerably more difficult, yes. It's just sheer resources necessary.
Of course, of course.
Of course. Sorry.
Oh, so we have Mr. Ed and Edgar Allan Poe.
Lots of
Mr.
Eds.
Ed
Yep.
Ger Allan Poe. All right. Well, that will perhaps weigh into the decision, and as soon as we have reached that decision, we will we'll let you know.
All right.
Good day, sir.
A good day, fine people. Thank you.
And he will say his goodbyes and enjoy his amontillado.
The whole
Yeah.
cast?
And you guys, I started noticing that we were losing some folks earlier. So do we want to pick up with the other half of our folks next go round?
I mean, if you guys want to role play that scene out, I'm good.
I'm good with it.
Are you guys okay? Okay. I was
Are
losing
you,
Keith.
Keith, are you okay?
I'm so long as I'm done with role playing right now, I'm good to sort of sit back and listen and do the tech stuff on the back end until we're done.
Speaking of text stuff on the back end, there.
Yeah, speaking of tech stuff on the back end.
Yeah, we can run through that part too. It might lead us down a rabbit hole. We'll see. If it does, we'll stop and save some of the rabbit hole for next go round. All right. So you guys are headed to have a conversation with your fellow whose name you actually never got.
Nope.
Oh, don't sneeze! Don't sneeze! Don't sneeze!
Let it out.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Sorry. Oh darn it! Why'd you do that to me? Why'd you? Oh.
You're awesome.
Oh. So
I'm not allowed to do that, so I'm glad somebody else did.
no, he's not allowed to do that to me. So you guys meet up with him. He's not exactly in the same spot. You can tell that he's gun shy about the guards on the dock now. So kind of tucked behind a couple of barrels, still in that main drag where he's looking for you to be in the same spot. He's tucked away, just paying attention, waiting. And upon seeing you, kind of walks up towards you three.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can we go someplace not here? Cause I don't want to be seen by the same folks as yesterday. It looks bad.
Fair. So I will follow you.
Okay.
He's gonna kind of take you off to behind the docks. He'll actually take you into an area of the market on the right side of town. That he can just kind of tuck you guys behind, and it's busy enough that you fade into the street pretty much as people are passing by and all of that. People are passing by relatively closely, but not paying you any attention, and it's an easy enough place to be in the cover of ambient sound and noise.
All right. So we had some things to discuss with you. Your friend, what ailments does he suffer?
So I don't.
What do they suffer? I suppose.
I don't totally understand what this thing is, but there's an ailment that comes about now and then, I suppose you could call it a genetic issue from the up above. And it makes people real sick in the head. And I don't think he's gonna make it very much longer if he doesn't get his scene to. But apparently what it requires seeing to, there's a cleric in the Emerald City that can see to it, but it costs a pretty penny.
There is no one who could do this for you locally.
No, too complicated. It's difficult, as I understand. I don't know cleric stuff. I'm not good at this. The only person I've heard of being able to do anything about it here in this plane at all is in the Emerald City.
See. Well, that does make things a little more difficult. But here's what I'm going to do for you. In exchange for the rest of the vials that you have, I am going to earn by performing. Perhaps you heard me last night. I will put on a performance that I hope will earn you plenty of coin. Enough that you can pay for your friend's procedure. However, I would like some information.
I can give you what I can.
Where did you get these vials?
They came from a friend of mine that works in the mines. He hit a vein of something that he wasn't anticipating, and I don't think he was supposed to take it, but he did. He figured it might be a help to me. And, I mean, I guess he wasn't wrong.
Well, in this case, I suppose I must be glad for his rule breaking. That being said, I understand if you would not like to divulge his name, but this mining operation, how can I get there?
Well, if you go southeast to Song, it's that's where the end of the road is. If you go that direction, pretty straight shot. There are some little communities along the way, but Song's the biggest place. The biggest place there, and there's no roads past that. But to the east of that, you end up right over the mines. There's a little town set up by the opening, but you gotta get there just kind of through the desert. There's not a road there, not a civilized one anyway. A little town called Orwin, right at the opening, right at the mouth of the mines. If you just take it to Song, go straight east, you can get there pretty. I mean, it's not easy, but you're not gonna get lost.
Okay.
Pretty open.
All right. Thank you. I do appreciate this information. So, I do need a little bit more information from you. Where would be the most richly populated part of town?
This town?
Mhm.
Are you talking what kind of population you talking about as far as like just foot traffic or people living?
Foot traffic. People who would be willing to spend coin on entertainment.
Probably as far as people spending coin on entertainment, you're looking at the western districts, the right by the docks, the fancier places downtown. City Hall, they got a lot of hoity-hoits that come through on business and whatnot. They'll take some. They'll usually take some entertainment in. They fund the arts and stuff like that. I hear.
All right. Could you perhaps take me there?
Yeah, you want City Hall, you want the businesses. Business is going to get more foot traffic. The City Hall's not gonna get as much foot traffic, but the people that might be paying you stuff might be paying you a lot more. I don't know.
Probably City Hall. Sila, I'm very sorry. I know that you are a busy woman, but I think that this is something that is important.
I have until noon, so till then, I'm more than happy to accompany.
It should be a good show.
I would enjoy that.
All right. Then perhaps we can go there. Crap, and I can't remember your name.
Thea?
Thea, dang it. Okay.
We just have this wandering brain fart with each other's names. It's fine.
Thea, I know that we need to meet up with the others, but I think I need to do this.
It's okay. We can take you to wherever you would like to set up, wherever you think would be the best, and then I'll turn to this guy. We still haven't asked him his name, have we?
Nope.
What is your name?
Orman.
Norman?
Orman.
Orman.
Like Orman, but without the N.
Okay.
It is good to meet you, Mr. Bates.
Orman, not Orman. Oh, wait, that does sound... Yeah, I see the problem now.
If you would take me to your friend, I don't have much in the way of healing, but I might have a way to stabilize him until we can either get him to the cleric or get the cleric to come here.
I was gonna try and find some travel for us. I don't know that I can get the cleric talked into here, but I can try. But yeah, I can bring you to where I got him tucked away. That'd be fine. That'd be fine. All right. So you to City Hall first, and then I'll take the lady to where I got my friend.
I think that will work.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll find each other and the rest of the group later.
All right. Okay. So he's going to lead you guys through all of the little wooden bridge passages over to the largest platform where City Hall is there. It is a grand building, a lot of its own interesting architecture and stained glass that looks more like it tells history of some of the town than it does anything godlike or anything about the deity structure. A little bit more historical. Really like nothing heavy stone. It reminds you a little bit more of like wooden colonial homes. And it's made out of a strange kind of a wood that seems you see a lot of this, like the bridges are all kind of made out of the same sort of thing, and it seems really, really resistant to the damage that would be done by these conditions. It's oh god, sorry, I almost just fell off the ball. I'm gonna change my sitting arrangement here in a second. Okay. Do you hear a sudden crash?
We still can't see you, so all you are is a disembodied voice.
I know, but if you hear a sudden crash, you'll know why. Okay.
That's what happens when you sit on balls.
Nate would know. Nate is intimately familiar with this.
Yeah, okay.
I'll mute.
So
Can I just say I love that Keith is shaking his head and his camera is following him.
It's a great feature of that camera. You know exactly what is going on in Keith's head because it's following it. So yeah, you set up at City Hall. There are quite a few very important looking people that pass by and whatnot. If you want to, feel free. If you're going to go ahead and just like start playing, feel free to roll me performance. What are you shooting for here?
So first, he's going to get permission to be there.
That's a good idea.
But he's also going to say, essentially, like he would like to put on a show. He would like to draw in anyone he can, as sort of a. Based on his conversation earlier, he wants to promote the arts and essentially show the city's patronage of the arts. Essentially, he's trying to drum up business.
Cool. Roll me persuasion for the.
I'll throw a guidance at you.
Sweet.
Nice.
And that's a D4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. Persuasion is +9. So that's going to be unnatural 20.
Okay. There's a little bit of hesitation out of the like they actually bring you in to discuss things with the mayor. And there's a little bit of hesitation just because he seems like he doesn't want to take the time to be bothered, but the more he listens, the more he's like, "Oh, actually this could be mutually beneficial. Okay, this is good." And does ultimately give you permission and lets you go ahead and set up to do a show. He's actually also going to encourage some of the folks when they're on breaks and things like that to go ahead and go out and listen.
Okay. So he's going to tell a story about a dragon that he knows from his home, and the dragon speaks with folks. It's actually an old Russian tale. I'll send it to you guys in the group chat later. Anyway, he's going to use major illusion and minor illusion and sort of mix them as he's telling the story to visually show the story as well as playing his song as he tells the story.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Roll me performance.
Throw a guidance at you.
I'm going to use a bardic inspiration too. Okay, that's better. Still not great. That's only going to be 19.
Not bad though. Let me see.
Would he have advantage for using the spells?
For using you know what, actually I'm okay with that, yeah, because you're giving a very multifaceted performance here, so yeah, go ahead and take advantage on it.
Okay, cool, because I rolled a 3 the first time.
Hate those single digit rolls.
Okay.
Oh, that was a happy face.
So, okay, remind me of rules here. I used the bardic inspiration and yes, buddy. The guidance on the first roll. I can't use it on the second for advantage, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and use another bardic inspiration, I think. I don't think that works, actually. Because I think it's a bonus action to use. Okay, never mind.
If I can give you another guidance. I mean, it's a cantrip, so.
Where it's on one roll with just advantage, I don't know if we can. But it's fine, because I rolled an 18. So that's 29.
Oh, you're great. That's fine. He was just trying to get above a 30. He really wanted above a 30.
Yeah.
Okay. You wow the crowd. You start a little apprehensively, but then you get into your groove, and it's like, oh, not only is this a groove, this is like the best song in the world. This is the most amazing story. Yeah, my brain just went into Tenacious D. Let's see here.
This is a tribute.
Okay. Okay. Going to be 8 people that are going to donate a little bit more than what you would normally. Oh, wow. Okay. They're donating more than what they usually would. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more of those. And these are very, very hoity-hoity people. And then 1 more for everybody else. Okay. So there's not as many people giving here, but the ones that are giving a crap ton of money. There is one person that just absolutely drops 100 gold at you. Let me do some math here based upon my rolls. So you're gonna walk away from this with my buddy.
You're very asleep still.
16. Okay. You managed to get out of this, like, we'll say that you're doing about like what, a couple hours?
I'd imagine so. If it's still relatively early, and if nobody has called him over the headpiece or over the local area network, then he's probably gonna go till evening.
So you guys aren't going to be departing today. Okay.
Doesn't
That's
I don't know if
fine.
anybody else, unless they have told me otherwise, he's gonna play till evening as best he can.
Okay. So that's going to be, those are going to be the hoity-hoits roll. Let me roll if you're going to play that many more hours. Let me do a few more rolls here. All right. So I'll add those in. You're going to make a lot today. Oh gosh, dang it. Did I really? I lost where I was. Oh, there it is. Okay.
1,000 gold.
Might be pretty darn close, actually. He's schmoozing the diplomats pretty hard here with the musical stylings.
That's what you gotta do. Get a rich daddy.
All right.
Hi,
So
hi, Keek.
you're gonna end up walking away with 759 gold for the day.
Okay.
You're also gonna be really hella tired.
Okay.
And your lady friend is going to have to depart around noon. So
Yeah. He'll pause at that point and see her off, but
so will we see each other again then?
I would love to. Is there a way I can get in contact with you?
Give me a couple of moments. Let me see what I can do. And she is going to actually scour the shops and see if she can come up with something. There is actually, she finds in one of the shops on the other side of town a pretty much a memo pad, like a memo pad that you can write back and forth. Like each person has one, and it transfers the message back and forth.
That's cool.
And so she's going to give you one of those.
Cool.
That's also a thing that is in play right now in the other game too. So this is the journal that N. Sondirn is contacting people with. Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Yes, I will write you, of course. I don't know when I will be back, frankly. We are currently headed towards the Emerald Wall. But as soon as I am somewhere less potentially dangerous, I will make sure to find you.
Care of yourself, okay?
I will.
She's going to kiss you on the cheek and head out. All right.
And I probably should get to bed.
Yeah, I think multiple people probably should. Poor Keith has been falling asleep for like an hour now. Yes, we will end there and pick up next time.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
Everybody having fun?
Oh, yeah.